Yes, it is finally draft night. Uh, we're all back in the studio this year. Last year, obviously, in Green Bay, Luke was boots on the ground, doing plenty of shit there, harassing Shannon Sharp, I believe, was at the top of the
Yeah.
list last year. But this year, we're here to really dive in, give you pick by pick analysis. But if you don't want to listen to us, Henry on flurrysports.org is also going to have a live tracker going on. He's going to include his analysis, immediate takeaways of every single draft pick. He's going to include different stuff from us here as well. I'm sure we'll get off topic. We'll talk about different stuff. Definitely hop in the chat at absolutely any point or leave comments afterwards, asking us questions, whether it be for fantasy related stuff, whether it be non-football related stuff, or whether it be during the draft football stuff as well. Picks are supposedly going to go a little bit quicker this year. As the rounds progress, they get even faster, which is even nicer. Tonight, I feel like we're not going to see that big of a difference. It's not like the commercials change, right? So the picks will come in, but there's still going to be plenty of breaks. There's going to be plenty of downtime, plenty of time for us to speak, for us to talk. So even though the draft kicks off in 3 minutes, let's assume we got an easy 15 minutes before the first pick happens. Last night we were live. We talked a lot about the draft. We did a lot about a mock draft stuff. Since then, over the past year, I've sort of been like hands off in terms of like insider stuff or in terms of like diving in and using resources. Last night, I figured let's just do it. So I do have some insider, like some team stuff that I do know, but then I also talked to a doctor that a sports medicine individual that I really trust about some of the injuries of these prospects. So let's just get into that because I do think these are things that teams are talking about and it could impact the draft quite a bit. So let's start at the top. We'll go through around the top 10-ish players. Some of them have stuff, some of them don't. Fernando Mendoza played hurt last year, but he didn't really have anything, so I feel like we're good to go there. Arvell Reese, his freshman year, did miss 5 games due to a concussion. That's a lot. That's a lot of games for a concussion. Probably a type 2 concussion is what the individual I spoke to said. And because of that, I mean, it does lead to greater risk of having a concussion. Again, he hasn't had one since then, which is great. So that was back in 2023. But since he plays edge rusher, he plays linebacker, it's a high impact position, a lot of head to head contact. So that is something that it could be a deciding factor. You know, you got the Jets at number 2, and they're thinking, hey, do we go Arvell Reese? Do we go David Bailey? That could be something that is a deciding factor just because of the positions they play, especially because David Bailey really doesn't have much. He broke his wrist in high school. Not a big deal, right? So Arvell Reese, potentially a concussion risk there. Jeremiah Love, good to go. He played hurt, but it's a running back, not a big deal. Sonny Styles, good to go. Francis Mauigoa. It popped up a couple days ago, maybe half a week ago, that he had shoulder labrum surgery. Obviously, in his shoulder. And he did have a minor disc issue in his back. Multiple things that popped up there, multiple reports. I assume it is leaked by a team, and you can look at it. It could be the Chiefs, it could be the Dolphins, it could be somebody like that. That seems to be a report that was leaked by a team in picks 7 through 10, 7 through 12, hoping that will get him to drop. Okay. These injuries are not a big deal whatsoever, especially for offensive line, like the labrum surgery, the torn labrum. It's just a pain thing. Nobody cares. He's still going to have just as much strength. He's going to be good to go. This is a guy I've looked into and I've talked to people about more over the last 24 hours. Again, I said it last night. I'm going to say it again now. He's not the best offensive tackle on this draft. However, I'm falling in love with this dude. This guy is my type of guy. At the Senior Bowl. No, maybe it was the Combine. He's a guy everyone's saying, you know, he played offensive tackle. His arms are a little stubby. He should probably play guard. And what he did is say, I don't give a fuck what you guys want me to do. Just tell me what to do. He played center at freaking the combine. He took snaps at center, at guard, at tackle. He said, "I don't care. Just tell me where to play, and I'm going to be the best player." I love that. Like, so that's a guy that some teams are going to fall in love with. Probably, potentially not a guy who can play tackle, but he's a guy who legitimately is willing and can play all 5 positions. The fact that he played with a torn labrum, the more I find out about him, is the least surprising thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Carnell Tate, this one is interesting to me. So he's had multiple calf issues. It keeps popping up. He keeps missing games due to calf issues. And considering this is a wide receiver who pushes off, he needs that. That gastrocnemius muscles is what this person said, and the soleus muscle. This is a legitimate risk going forward. Like, these calf issues could continue to pop up. Obviously, the body's a chain: calf, quad, Achilles, all of that stuff could pop up. Ankle stuff could pop up. So I do think Carnell Tate does kind of have it's not a serious red flag, but I do think it's a minor red flag that people are going to be taking notes on.
Is it enough for him to fall?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to fall far, but would it surprise me that he is not the first wide receiver off the board? Not necessarily.
He was heavy.
Tyson has his own issues, though, too.
Carnell Tate was like heavy odds-on favorite to be first receiver off the board. This is probably a week ago, so I guess I didn't look at the lines today, but
he still is, and I think he still will be the first off the board. But like, if I'm thinking about a dynasty fantasy football perspective, or just projecting these guys for over the course of the career, he's not like he's not the top blue chip prospect coming out to me. Like, I don't think talent wise he's necessarily that, but then also now he has these injury red flags as well. It's certainly interesting to me. Mansour Delane had he missed the Senior Bowl in the combine due to a difficult recovery process with an abdominal injury. Looking into it more, the person I talked to said it's probably a hernia, which could continue to pop up over and over. So it's not a major issue, but it's going to be a pain issue probably for him if it keeps popping up. Could potentially miss some time in the offseason program here, but probably fine. Spencer Fano is a dog. No issues there. He will play through any injury as well. And then Caleb Downs. This is one that could lead to him dropping, in my personal opinion. And this is also a report that was almost definitely leaked in order to get him to drop. He has, during the combine, some team doctors found that he has a partially torn meniscus. Okay. Additionally, he potentially has a degenerative ACL, which supposedly can keep him fully, that can be fully managed fine. Could certainly limit his career in terms of duration. But if the meniscus thing is true, he could definitely be out for training camp, could potentially not start the year right away. He fully denies both of these things being true, even.
Love that.
So like, it could potentially be a full smoke screen and people just lying on his name. If it is true, if there is some things happening there, though, again, top 10 may not necessarily be a lock. Like, he could drop a little bit there. And then like Javon McCoy, I don't have him. I don't have him in like my notes here, but he is someone who potentially could drop out of the first round altogether from what I heard already right now as well.
Interesting.
What were you saying?
I said I hope Caleb Downs drops to 52.
I think so too. That would be great. That'd be really good. It does. I mean, he's interesting. I still don't think he makes it past the Chiefs at 9. Personally.
No. Let me ask you, does this feel like a year that has more injuries in the top 10 than years in the past? Or are you saying this is just the same old, kind of fog of war thing with maybe just one or two more, not really much to think about?
I think there's some more, a little bit, but also these are guys who have played a lot more college football now, which is going to be the case going forward, just because people are willing to stay in college, get paid, obviously, to stay in college. So more football, more injuries, more all of that. These are people who have been pushing themselves since they were in middle school. So that leads to things too. But I mean, I just went through a bunch of injuries, right? Arvell Reese, again, that was his freshman year. I don't think it's something that should be ignored, but it's not talked about because those will never ever be talked about. So those are things that we could have talked about with previous prospects as well. But I don't think it's necessarily more, but given the way this draft is shaped up to be, where there's not a ton of top tier prospects, and then there's a big couple tiers of players that are about the same, a lot of people want to move up into that top 8, top 7. And the more they can smoke screen, the more they can lie, the more they can do all of this, the more easily maybe they can move up and get that. It's like the Cardinals right now. The Cardinals are saying that they are thinking about drafting Jeremiah Love at number 3. Why would they say that? One, because they want someone to come up in. They want someone to trade.
Yeah, right.
They're trying to say, one, it's such a perfectly placed target, right? Because that would mean someone could either get Arvell Reese or David Bailey. And people are saying, oh, the Cardinals are willing to trade back because they want Jeremiah Love anyway. And then the Titans are saying, hey, we want Jeremiah Love. We want to trade up there. So then they get all these suitors, the Saints, you get the Cowboys, you get all these people who are willing to trade up to 3 then. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel like they blew their load a little bit too early. And I'm not sure if they're going to get anyone to do that trade. I think they're going to be stuck with that pick, and then they're just going to draft one of the defensive guys. I think it's a full fake report. Why would they draft Jeremiah Love? Doesn't even make sense.
It's also a weird year because it's going to feel weird when Mendoza goes first that he's not there. I don't think that's happened since COVID. Like, it's going to be a weird draft. And I saw a lot of what'd you say?
What do you mean Mendoza goes first? He's not there.
He's not at the draft.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted out like, when
kind of a loser move. I'm being honest.
I disagree. He's there with his mom, who has a degenerative condition.
I forgot about that.
I feel like that's important.
No, whatever. You're the number one guy. You're the star of this. You need to be there. You're the next coming for the Raiders. You have to be there.
If they just had Kirk Cousins walk down and put the hat on, would anyone even bat an eye?
No. Plus, this is the start of his villain arc, which he needs to do if he's going to be in with the Raiders.
That's a good point. It's going to be weird. I don't know. I don't have the draft open whatsoever. It sounds like both of you do. So if anything happens that you want to point out, definitely say it.
Yeah. I mean, I will say they did a great job with with the stages here. I don't know if
it's
you
the
guys
same
know about the Three Sisters. No, the stuff around it. The Three Sisters, the golden bridges there. The whole style is around those bridges and steel and the draft kind of the virtual effects or whatever all around that. It's also located in a great area. It's pretty landlocked area, kind of around highways right there, right between football and the baseball stadiums. Like, it's in a great area. They're gonna kill the draft. This is the perfect place for it to be.
You would think so. Does the weather look like it's fine there?
It's good. Yeah, it's sunny. Looks pretty normal. I'll look it up though.
There's gonna be some good fights there though too. That's always fun. Was there any fights that you saw in Green Bay, Luke? No.
There's a lot of kids. It was a lot of at the draft. I guess the first night there might have been. We were kind of in the middle, so I didn't see much. But Friday and Saturday, it was a lot of like, hey, dad's bringing their 4th grade kids to my kid loves the draft.
Sure.
Yeah.
So people are kind of on their best behavior.
They must have yelled at Ari because ESPN says the pick is in and he still has not tweeted.
What? Why?
But it's 70 in Pittsburgh, so great weather.
Why isn't Ari like the number one insider?
Because he has no sources.
But he's right about everything.
He's never reports anything. He's just an aggregator. He just reports what someone else already reported.
That's what we need, not insiders.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Like, that's why no one hates him, because he doesn't do anything wrong. He just doesn't do anything.
He reports what we want to hear. Not, I'm going to go fuck Mike Vrabel to get reports,
It's just a matter of time, though. That position's open.
I guess so.
There's only that there can only be one. But Diana Rossini news today that recently she deleted her Twitter after saying that she never did any of this. She's quitting the Athletic because of you people are driving her to do so. And then Vrabel comes out and is like, I need counseling because of all the things that's going on here.
Vrabel,
can we talk about
the third round off? And Johnny Manziel got suspended for the first half against Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
who cares? It doesn't matter.
Rossini naming her kid Mike is fucking wild. Like, that might not be her husband's kid. And it's not even that far-fetched to say. That kid looks like Vrabel, too.
So, the pictures that came out today or yesterday or whatever, the one that, basically making out was, I think it was allegedly taken 2 days before the world shut down for COVID. So they may have started COVID. The second thought that I have on this is the only way out of this for both of them is to divorce and marry each other, right?
No, I think she's ruined. He can do whatever he wants. No one cares.
True.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, the pick is in, and the pick was made. Yeah, I don't even think I need to beat around the bush because we all know who it was. But
yeah, Fernando Mendoza. I assume we don't have the schedule yet. I assume he plays this year. I can't imagine he starts the year. But the Raiders are the clear worst team in that division, right? At some point, they're going to get mathematically ruled out, and he's going to go in, or Kirk Cousins is going to get hurt, and he's going to go in. Because, I mean, that offensive line, while better, and they just signed the best, center in football to pair with Mendoza, which is a great thing. It's still not very good. So, it's going to be interesting. They've gotten a lot better up front, but they still need a tackle. Hopefully, they get that at some point in this draft. And they need receivers. Is Jack Besh going to be the dude? Is Deontay Thornton? Is that his name? Is he going to be that guy? They really don't have much for receiver at all.
So, Hunter Renfrow is going to end up back on this team.
It feels that way. Or why haven't they paid Juwan Jennings yet or something like that? They paid what's his face from Minnesota?
Naylor.
What's his name?
Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, Naylor. Who
good player.
He's a fine player. I think he's the default wide receiver 2 right now. Yeah, he's a fine player. I don't know. But they need to put something around Mendoza in order for him to potentially succeed. They certainly need something to put around Kirk Cousins for them to succeed. Now, if Kirk Cousins fucks around and plays well, do you think there's a chance that they don't play Mendoza at all his rookie year? I mean, I think that's probably a perfect situation, right?
Yeah. And I also have something to hit on. One, don't answer it now. Why do we have a lady here to interview Mendoza in Coral Gables, Florida? That's her one job. She's going to interview him. He's going to give the most basic bitch answers. And then she's done for basically the night because who else is she going to go to in Coral Gables?
Who knows? There could be a million things happening there. But it's also, when what's his face from Ole Miss was potentially going back to Ole Miss or leaving to go to LSU, and they had Trinidad. People staked out. Yeah, no, the coach.
Oh, Lane Kiffin, the coach. Yeah,
Lane. Yeah, they were camped out. It was crazy.
I think somebody got to Ari because he's not tweeting anything out.
Well, they've made a big stink about it. Obviously, from the NFL's point of view, they want people to watch it. Then they got people like Schrager standing on their soapbox saying, you're not cool if you tip picks because everybody gets the picks ahead of time. So now people are kind of biting their tongue, I think, a little bit. I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's fine to wait. Who cares?
So the pick is in on TV. I don't see a tweet. Okay. But the one thing I hate too, if you are a writer, and there have been a couple who have done this, non-ironically, and you say something along the lines of, I can't talk about it, but some crazy shit's going on in week 1. You should automatically be fired. automatically be fired. No shit, something crazy is gonna happen. It's an NFL draft. Grow up.
Yeah, that was Jay Glazer. I can't talk about it, but something juicy is going to happen tonight.
Oh,
okay.
It's in. You want me to say who the pick is?
Okay.
Give it to me. Is it Bailey?
David Bailey. I like that pick. I think he's the pick.
I don't think he's better whatsoever. However, than Reese, but for what I heard, the stuff I said about Reese's concussions, I think was a legitimate thing, especially given the health that the Jets have gone through. So I think it makes sense. Arvell Reese now being available is a bigger deal than if Bailey was available. Now there's a legitimate chance somebody trades up to go get Arvell Reese. It could be the Saints, could be the Cowboys, could be a number of teams, really, since he is kind of, it's a lazy take, but he's kind of a mini Micah Parsons. So does Dallas chase that, saying, hey, we got these draft picks, we got rid of Micah Parsons, we got a cheaper Micah Parsons and draft picks, look at us go. It would be interesting if that happens. I have no idea, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's because if you're the Jets, like, to your point, that injury concern is huge, and we saw it. Was it Jalen Johnson or Jaquan Brisker last year, 2 years ago with the Bears, had a concussion? He missed like 7 games. And so for him, like you said, to miss 5 games freshman year, like, and I mean, we saw Dobbs, he probably had a lot more in high school and college, right? That's how football works. But like Dobbs, like, people forget, I think like a year ago, we were talking like, if he has another concussion, he might be fucking done. And he's had, 3 severe ones? So, yeesh.
Chris Olave.
Jets can't have an injury guy, too. They can't do that again.
That's why I'm saying the Saints look at that. We're like, we do this every single day with Chris Olave anyways. We might as well go get him. Let's go get our guy. We got Guardian caps all around. They got them painted like the Superdome at this point, I'm sure. So we shall see what happens here. Otherwise, though, I mean, the Cardinals could absolutely use this guy. I think this makes his defense quite a bit better. Let's try to mute it for
sorry.
You leaned into the microphone to do it.
I got your microphone in the headphone.
Mute already, man. Jesus.
Forgot about
that. But I truly think there's no stock into the Jeremiah Love thing, and maybe I'm just about to eat my words here in a second. But then there's also rumors about the Budda Baker replacement just going Caleb Downs. I think there's no stock in that either. It makes no sense. Like, at some point you got to try to compete now, even if you're not a good football team. If you're fully punting for the future, that would be embarrassing.
Going to Luke housing whatever the fuck he's housing. I remember my dad watched the stream with all of us and Jake Osmond when he was outside eating during the stream. And my dad texted me right after. I don't know if I ever told you this. He's like, "Who's the big fucker that's eating? Aren't you guys live?" And I was like, "Yeah, but that's the pit. That's the whole point."
Yeah,
double pepperoni, extra cheese, and bacon.
I'm not a pepperoni guy.
That sounds like a toilet run waiting to happen.
That's a future Luke problem.
True.
Current Luke is on stream talking ball, watching NBA and the NFL draft.
Good point. I hope we get a trade here, because Cardinals could trade back and take their offensive tackle. It makes too much sense. We need something. We need some fireworks here.
Well, I mean, and if they do go Love, which I agree with you, I don't think they're going Love, then Tennessee's getting a fuck ton of calls too.
Yeah, which I don't know if they would consider them, because like, if they get somebody who's considered a star defense player, like, I think they have to take it. I don't know. Cardinals are in a position where they just need so much. I don't think the Titans even need that much. I think the Titans could compete relatively quickly.
That's a crazy stat. They just showed first Texas Tech player since at least 1967 in the common area to go top 5. I know they haven't been like a blue blood exactly, but they've had some pretty good players there.
Yeah, that's true for sure. How much time's on the clock before they have to lock it in?
2:25.
2:42.
Interesting.
Okay.
Clocks.
I'm in the future.
I might be in the past.
I don't know where the hell I am right now.
Present,
I am
hopefully.
maybe. I don't know. Go ahead.
If we're ready to, like, if we just want to talk some bullshit.
Sure.
When you're sitting down at a restaurant, this is the only thing I had prepared for the night. So
you prepared this. Okay, good.
You're sitting down at a restaurant. Take whatever I say as the best form of whatever you're doing. I want you guys to rank the 5 parts of a meal, right? You have an appetizer, you have an entree, you have a side, you have a drink, you have a dessert.
The best parts
I'm
of the
going to
meal.
give a hot take. Worst part, number 5, the entree. The appetizer always hits, the dessert's always great, and the side is always banging. So usually when you get to the main course, it's not really a main course anymore if you're going to the right place.
I mean, sure, but to me, I'm putting side last. I don't need it.
I think so too.
For me,
is in.
I know. Want me to announce it? My number 1 pick is appetizer. Appetizer's for sure the best part. Are you kidding me?
Yes,
that's where you're the hungriest
for sure.
And like I'm good with a meal of just appetizers. They're the best.
So the pick is in.
Okay.
Jeremiah Love.
These guys suck. Is that true? Are you joking?
Yes. No, I'm dead ass serious. They took Jeremiah Love 3. Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs all made it to 4. I mean, I know Styles and Downs is surprising, but Arvell Reese is available at 4 right now at Tennessee.
Jeremiah Love, James Conner, Tyler Algier, Trey Benson, Bam Knight.
Why?
Dude,
is Jeremiah Love the 101 in Dynasty anymore?
Yes.
I don't know if he is.
He is, and I was a part of this crowd, so I'm not harassing or putting anyone down. Imagine being part of the pro Trey Benson crowd.
I'm big
done.
Right.
I like him. He has to be traded, right? If he's not, he's donezo.
Telling you, we're going into training camp with Jeremiah Love as RB3 on the depth chart.
Oh, they'll list that, no doubt.
Right.
But I imagine it's going to be a tandem of Connor and Love, right? And they're going to use Connor as the hammer, and Love's going to be the lightning. He's going to be the receiver out of the backfield. There's a chance he pushes to be maybe it's too bullish to say he's the second leading receiver. Maybe not. But I think he's going to get a decent amount of work. But I think there's no doubt that they get near the red zone, and all of a sudden James Conner's the dude there. So for redraft, like he's RB2, low end RB2.
There were a lot of woes when he was drafted by the crowd.
It just doesn't make sense.
What a bad pick.
Terrible pick.
This is an F grade.
Why do you try?
Why wouldn't you trade back?
You're right. I don't know if Tennessee would have taken them, because whoever they traded with would have taken a defensive player. Tennessee would have gotten Love. But imagine getting the 3rd overall pick and then afterwards go look at their Super Bowl odds. I bet they go down. Like, you didn't get even better as a team. It did not move the needle whatsoever. Good for Mike LaFleur. I'm sure he's going to really put these boys together. Like, it's going to be what a stupid pick.
Now, here's my question. Are the Cardinals, no matter what happens, already the losers of the first round? I would argue yes.
No.
You'll be there's always somebody. You know what I mean? Like, they at least got a good player. Remember the Raiders, like, you know what? I think there's something in Cleveland Farrell. Let's get that guy.
So,
someone will do something worse.
So Jeremiah Love will make $50.5 million fully guaranteed on his rookie deal, the most fully guaranteed money ever given to a running back in NFL history.
Right. He's like, I don't know, just off the very top of my head, he's probably like the 7th highest paid running back right now in the league.
He's
Like,
set for life
probably
already.
around there.
That's crazy.
I mean, he's probably before too, but it's
also
that's
if
crazy.
He should
man.
retire right now.
That would be
Why
funny.
not? Who cares? It's
what is the point of coaches being in the draft room, the green room? Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, hey, coach, come along with me. Like, that's got to be so awkward for the coach, right? Because he doesn't really know the family. He doesn't know anybody else. Like, Marcus Freeman is there. He's got to feel so
Sure.
out of place. And then, like, does he leave now?
well,
What
I mean,
is-
Marcus
like, what does he
Freeman's
do?
there to shake hands with all the NFL people. Let's be honest.
That's true. That's true.
'Cause
Marcus
he's the
Freeman's
next
working
man up.
for the Cardinals job right now.
Yeah, legitimately.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, he could have that as soon as week 8. Like, does anyone think Mike LaFleur's long for this job? There's no shot.
No.
Who's the DC? Who's his DC? Does anybody know? Cardinals.
Not Jonathan Gannon.
No. Thank God we got him.
Still hasn't had a
talk to the press, but yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. Nick Rallis is the defensive coordinator. He was there last year. Mike LaFleur has so little connections in the NFL and so little respect that he just kept the guy. Imagine that. Because Cardinals were so good defensively last year. He just kept the dude. Good for him.
Kind of shocking that Joe Barry's not the DC for them.
Honestly. Yeah. I wonder if he was retained in Miami. Let's see. Because he was linebacker coach in Miami. He is still in Miami. He is the run game coordinator and the senior defensive assistant.
The one good thing about Packer fans on Twitter is they would just say, hey, guess who's the run game coordinator on the Dolphins anytime they got gashed? It was a good bit.
So, Titans are sitting pretty here with Arvell Reese coming.
It'll be very telling if they pass, though.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you look at Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese, you could make an argument for either one.
Sure.
Whoa.
Neither. Who is it?
Carnell Tate. Why?
Getting Cam Ward's guy.
I mean, I made talking about the mock drafts over and over. I said, do we think Saleh has any say whatsoever? They're going to go with an offensive guy like they drafted Zach Wilson his first year with the Jets. So they did that again. He has no say whatsoever. You come in to coach defense. You're so good at coaching defense. You don't need the players. Let's just build up that offense. So now the offense has, I mean, they got what's his face from DK. They got Ayo Manor. They got Wandale Robinson now. That's very true. They still got Calvin Ridley if he comes back and plays football whatsoever.
Tyler Lockett or no?
No, I don't think so. They do have Gunnar Helm.
Oh, Colorado State.
At tight end 1. That's pretty good because they lost Chig Okonkwo. Daniel Bellinger went there. Dayball brought him with him, so he'll probably play a little bit.
They're showing Saleh right now in the green room. He is putting on the most trademark, let's smile for the cameras, I fucking hate this look ever. You can tell he is so pissed right now. You have the 4th overall pick. You go to Carnell Tate. That is insane. When Arvell Reese, when all those guys are there. That's crazy.
The Giants are going to get Arvell Reese and fucking Caleb Downs.
I was certain that we would have 2 Ohio State guys go in the top 5. We now have 3 Ohio State guys outside the top 4.
Yeah. What's a worse pick, though? From a real-life standpoint, obviously we do a lot of fantasy football. Real-life standpoint, is it drafting Jeremiah Love at 3, given their team? Or is it drafting Carnell Tate at 4, given their team? I do think it's Jeremiah Love. It has to be, right?
I don't think Carnell Tate's a horrible given who is on the board. It's going to be a horrible pick. I think he's fine in Tennessee. But yes, correct. The answer is Jeremiah Love.
I mean, at least Tate's the starting wide receiver 1.
That's what I mean.
Is Love
better? It's close.
Who's the best running back in Arizona?
Trey Benson.
Maybe. Like,
wow.
do they cut Connor and they keep Tyler Algier, so it's Tyler Algier and Jeremiah Love?
Why would you
don't understand.
Why would you pick up Algier? This makes no sense. You knew there was no shot Love wouldn't go in the top 2. So you knew he'd fall to you if you want him. So why the fuck would you take Algier?
If I'm the Giants, you had no thoughts Arvel Reese would be here. So do you trade back?
I think you do. I think somebody will trade a lot up right now.
I think so too.
The Giants were in this position, 5 years ago, and they drafted a quarterback in Daniel Jones, right? I forget what happened. Something dropped, and they just didn't do it.
Right. The Giants under John Harbaugh, he's going to try to make a program defining pick. So Jim Harbaugh, his first year with the Chargers, they took Joe Alt with the first pick. When John Harbaugh was with the Ravens, his first year, they took Joe Flacco. Second pick, they took Ray Rice. Banger pick.
Pretty good offense.
Honestly, yeah. But so Joe Flacco, Joe Alt. Is there a Joe on the board that we could go with? It could be. They may be looking for another Joe. Otherwise, it has to be a program-defining pick. Joe Alt defined what the Chargers are going to be.
Giants pick went in so fucking fast.
Caleb down. Sonny Styles. It feels like, well, I don't know.
Arvel Reese, Sonny Styles. Arvel Reese doesn't really make sense given they got Brian Burns, Thibodeau. But maybe they do.
Do you want me to say who it is?
Yeah, if it's there.
Arvel Reese.
Okay. I mean, Arvel Reese just playing a hybrid role with Thibodeau and Burns still there, or they could just trade Thibodeau now. Now he's for sure expendable. I don't know. I love the pick for the Giants. I love it as a program-defining pick for John Harbaugh, who has his fingerprints all over the defense. We know he's going to. That's a scary, even without Dexter Lawrence, it becomes a very scary defensive front. If they follow this up with Caleb Downs, that's a scary defense, man. I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do. I do think they're going to be even more willing to go wide receiver with the next pick, though. Now we'll see. We shall see.
Maybe do they do another thing of last year, and would somebody trade a late first for Kayvon Thibodeau if the Giants want to get back in?
I don't think they'll do that for Thibodeau. First is a lot, but I mean, the one team who potentially could do it is the Seahawks, 32. That would be a first round draft pick that maybe could go for Thibodeau. And the Seahawks are for sure going to try to trade out of that pick. The Seahawks could potentially use an edge rusher. That's something that makes a little bit of sense. But otherwise, he feels more like a second, maybe third round pick guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they got Abdul Carter. That's right.
Yeah.
We have a trade.
Thank God.
Kansas City Chiefs are 6. Browns trading back. That's smart for the Browns.
Very smart for the Browns. Browns will trade back and either take a wide receiver or an offensive lineman. The Chiefs went up to get their offensive lineman.
Maybe. Because, I mean, I don't think they're trading up for Downs here. That wouldn't make much sense.
I mean, maybe. He's, if healthy, he's one of the best players in this draft. So it wouldn't surprise me. But Andy Reid did make a stink saying, like, hey, we need to fucking figure out offensive line in this draft. So maybe he sees that and says, hey, Browns are probably taking an offensive lineman if they stay here straight up and just take the one we want. Which probably Fano would be my guess.
So the first 5 picks of this draft have not really gone towards outside of the number 1 pick has not really gone towards what all the insiders have said and what everyone has said.
Yeah.
Does that say something about the insiders?
Potentially, yes. However, I will just say we knew, like, without knowing what the Cardinals were going to do, the Cardinals were the true wild card. That just sets off a chain of events. So it kind of just messes everybody else up. It's not really fair.
Like there's no way the Giants knew Reese would have dropped. And if we knew Reese would have dropped, we would have probably said the Giants are not going to pass up on that talent, I'd assume.
Well, it just doesn't make sense that, like, the Cardinals. So not only did the Cardinals draft Jeremiah Love, it seemed like the most obvious smokescreen in the world, and they just showed their hand. That means, like, hey, we want this guy.
That's a very good bit, though. I like that.
It was so stupid that no one believed them, and then they just did it anyway.
I mean, Orlando did that with Paulo Banchero. The number one pick was Jabari Smith, and they're like, "Yo, Banchero smoke screen," and they fucking did it.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm excited to see what the price is to go from 9 to 6.
So the Chiefs took their guy.
Okay.
At 6.
Who is it?
Delane at 6.
Okay.
That's surprising to me. I'm surprised they didn't wait on it.
I agree. However, they probably assumed he wouldn't get past the Saints, maybe. But the Chiefs, they lose their top 2 cornerbacks. They needed a cornerback, and I guess they were antsy enough in order to go and do that. Hopefully, they didn't move their second first-round draft pick in order to do that.
Great trade for the Browns, though. They've killed the last 2 first rounds. They're still probably, well, let's think about it. Styles is still there. Downs is still there, which they probably wouldn't need Styles with their defense, but still Styles, Downs, Moe Goa, if they really want him. One of those 3 is going to be
top offensive lineman. Yeah. And they could take a wide receiver, too. They could just go Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon, like whatever. Browns don't draft bad. It's kind of like the Jets. The Jets typically don't draft that bad. It's just every other facet of their organization's terrible. But like the Browns, Andrew Berry, I think he's a really good general manager. So,
and a lot of people talk shit about Mason Graham last year. I didn't think he was that bad. Am I the only one? No, we knew he wasn't going to be like an all-star coming out of college, and they got a ton for that pick anyway, so they're fine.
Yeah, and he's someone who I think he improved as it went along. He's going to be a good player. And it helps playing next to Myles Garrett, obviously.
Now, here's my question for you guys. Do you think the Chiefs always had this in their plans? Because I'm trying to think the trade up for Delane, because I don't think if the top 4 or 5 picks went any different, they wouldn't have also traded up.
Yeah. I don't think what happened so far impacted them whatsoever, unless, no, I don't think that impacted them whatsoever. They were probably talking with the Browns quite a bit, and those are 2 teams that are pretty tied. They've had a lot of front office intermingling in the past, so pretty tight there, I would say, and makes sense that they were able to make a trade happen. So now the Commanders are on the clock, though. Do the Commanders go with the Bobby Wagner replacement, or do they go with a wide receiver too?
Which, the Giants will be happy they got Reese, but if they go wide receiver, then do the Giants get desperate and reach for, would it be Lemon at 10? I don't think so, but then would the Giants maybe trade down? Or wait, they take Downs. Who the fuck am I kidding?
Yeah. Giants have enough needs where they don't have to get crazy, I don't think. But even still, Mekhi Lemon's not a terrible player. He would fill a slot need for them. Do I think he should be 10? Probably not. But so much has happened that kind of throws everything off anyways. But my guess would be another wide receiver goes in the top 10. At least one more. I think both of those top 3 guys, talking Lemon and Tyson, I think they both go earlier than most people think.
Yeah. So Ari said that once Tate went off the board, the Chiefs felt they had to get in front of the Commanders. So I'm guessing they thought Delane was their second guy, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Looking at Commanders, they have Trey Amos at corner. They have Mike St. Ristel or whatever. I wouldn't think cornerback is in their top 3 needs personally, but who knows? It's not even necessarily, though, they have to get in front of the Commanders. It's like Who's right after the Commanders? Who's at 8?
Saints.
New Orleans.
Yeah. So they had to get in front of New Orleans, is what it really is.
New Orleans might get Sonny Styles out of this though, and that could be pretty good for them.
It would be good. It would be a very Saints thing to pass on him.
Yeah. Interesting. We haven't gotten what the trade has been yet.
I know. Someone will get that though. Let me bring up somebody else who actually might have a little bit more of a clue. Okay, so we do have it. So the Chiefs gave up 974 and 148 for 6. So
that's a good trade for both. 74 is a third. Yeah. Good for the Browns.
Yeah. Great for the Browns. To me, it feels like too much to give up for a player that I think is good, not outstanding. But, if he can lock up his guy, he's good in man. So if he can lock up his guy and allow Spags to, do whatever he wants up front with blitzes, then I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Plus, if you're the Chiefs, I mean, you got to feel like you're so close. You just really need your 2 first-round picks. So a third doesn't really mean shit if you have 2 firsts and a second.
But now the Browns have, they have another first-round pick as well. Like, they could move up in the first round using that third-round pick as well. So we shall see.
Yeah.
Browns could make a little bit of noise here.
Imagine
or potentially Browns could move a second and a third to move in to draft their quarterback too.
Yeah. Imagine if they had like a really good offensive-minded coach that had won 2 Coach of the Years, and they could give him like some really good offensive linemen in this draft.
True. They also could get a coach that's not going to last the full year that misses the coach's photo in a symbolic
for
way.
A haircut.
Yeah. I think that Stefanski is a good coach, but do you think that him being good with the Browns gave him that's why he's coach of the year? Like if anyone
for sure.
Partially,
yeah. I mean, it's a similar thing. Like Bill Belichick could have won 20 coach of the years, right?
Right. Breaking news, not breaking news. Report from my father: Arvell Reese is going to suck. So that's
okay.
So I was like a bad pick.
I mean, do we think that they knew that or no?
Probably I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
that's fair though. So, I mean, if he's going to suck, it makes sense why he slid a little bit.
The only report I've heard about Arvell Reese is going to suck. So bad pick, F grade. Shout out my dad.
Pick is in.
Great. Honestly, if we can get more updates from your dad, just letting us know, that's great. It's good content. But Henry, if you do end up doing grades at the end, or I mean, if you're doing the tracker right now, talking to you directly, let everybody know that Arvell Reese is going to suck. Mike Reimer.
Don't quote him. Don't quote him. He does not want to be
quoted. Anonymous source. Inside source in Green Bay.
Chiefs gave up a lot, he says.
I think so too. I think it's too much, but that's the price though. It's not like they gave up more than I've seen anybody else give up moving 3 positions in the first round. I always think it's a little bit crazy.
So Dan Quinn has another piece. Sonny Styles.
Yeah, I mean that has to be the pick.
Not too surprising.
That has to be the pick.
And he gets to learn from he's still there, is he? Or is Wagner not there anymore? Wagner's not there anymore, right?
Did he just retire? Or did he leave?
He's not there. So, I mean, he gets to learn from the best of the best. You got Leo Chanel there. So, Grantsburg's finest. So, you got Sonny Styles. You got Leo Chanel probably bullying him, giving him nuggies. It's going to be good stuff. Great stuff, honestly. He's a load. But now the Saints on the board, on the clock. Saints could go edge rusher. Saints don't necessarily need offensive line. Saints could go with the Jordan Tyson. Lots of options here for them. Honestly, somebody could come trade. Someone could come trade with the Saints too for an offensive lineman.
I unmuted the draft for 5 seconds, and Booger McFarland did the same thing every analyst does, And when they comped Mansour Delane, they just listed off every past good cornerback that ever walked through LSU. And that is a really funny bit that I am shocked that more people are not catching on to.
It's telling me he's wrong. Can't do it. Shades of this guy, shades of that guy. He's got a little Joe Burrow in him even too. Never know. Saints are such a weird team. I feel like they can only mess up this draft pick. So I'm interested to see if they make a good pick here.
Well, yeah. It would not shock me if the Saints said, shit, we got to get a receiver now. And reaches on a receiver instead of trading down.
Well, I think their plan the entire time really was receivers. So I don't know if it's necessarily a reach. Some people thought Tyson could go as early as 5. So if he went 7, I don't think anyone would bat an eye. We'll see though.
I had him here to the Saints.
Very, very possible. If Tyson doesn't go here, I wonder if the Browns take him. The Browns do need an offensive lineman, but with the way this is going, the Browns are going to have offensive linemen available to them at 20, whatever their pick is, 24.
I had Tate at 6 of the Browns.
Saints made their pick too.
Okay, who was it?
Tyson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Delane did just say, he said the Chiefs, how do you put it? Chiefs weren't on me very much in this process. They told me they wanted to keep it quiet. So that seems like a very Andy Reid Chiefs thing to do.
Yeah, Andy Reid just shushed him. He's been at the combine just saying, "Don't come over." He's been lurking in the shadows. Andy Reid's a G. But okay, so now Saints get their wide receiver 2. If we bank on Chris Olave staying healthy again, Jordan Tyson's going to see a lot of single coverage. He's going to be soaking up a ton of targets. Like, there's a real legitimate chance. I do think Jeremiah Love in Dynasty, there's no doubt he's 101. I think Tyson's a fair 102. Like, I think there's going to be a real debate between Tyson and Tate.
Now, I understand this is a bad way to look at it, right? Because injuries from college don't necessarily carry over to the NFL. It is very funny that they have wide receivers basically one concussion from being dead, and they pick a wide receiver that had a lot of injury concerns in college. Not saying it's going to happen, but it could end in the most Saints way possible.
Yeah.
I love this for Juwan Johnson.
That's all they're trying to do. How do we position Juwan Johnson best to succeed? There hasn't been an MVP that's been a tight end before. But could there be? We could make it happen. Do they still have 1 million tight ends there? Let's just see. So the Saints have Juwan Johnson. They have Noah Fant now. Very good. And then they got rid of all their other tight ends. So they got 2. And then
Taysom Hill is not there?
I'm not seeing him.
Uh-oh.
I know. I don't know what that means. Is that true. Good? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know what that means. And not knowing where Taysom Hill is alarming.
Scares me.
Yeah, you should know where he is. But this Saints offense is interesting. So remember, they went and got Travis Etienne, pronounced Etienne, not pronounced any other way. They still have Alvin Kamara, which everyone assumes he's going to get traded. And then
I don't think so.
They got Kendra Miller. They got a decent offensive line. They got Kelvin Banks, who they drafted a couple years ago. They got David Edwards now, incredible guard. Eric McCoy's very good at center. Cesar Ruiz, very good at right guard. And then Talisi Fuaga, who I fucking love. He's an animal at right tackle. To your point, Juwan Johnson's big, athletic. Noah Fant's a decent number 2 tight end. And then Chris Olave. Now they got Tyson. And then if they can get one wide receiver to step up, I don't hate Devon Vele. I don't hate Mason Tipton. If they can get one more guy, like, this is an offense that could, legitimately, easily could compete in that division.
This feels like a very Panthers-esque team from last year on paper.
Yeah, this is a team built to go 8-9.
8-9 and win the division.
Right. Yeah, they're going to compete for sure. They'll be right there. So now on the clock is the Browns. Yes?
Yes.
So Browns move
This has
back
to be
and
Muaga.
trade with the Chiefs.
Muaga or Lomu. The first offensive lineman's going here.
Yeah, or Fano.
That's what I meant.
Probably right. It'd be interesting if they kept Caleb Downs in the state, though.
I like Caleb Downs there. That's a very fun defense.
It would be. It'd be more fun with I can't remember his name. Who's the defensive coordinator who finally left?
Schwartz. That's true.
Schwartz.
Damn it, that would have been fun.
Ken Gray, Myles Garrett, Schwartzinger, whatever.
He's great.
Ken Ward, Caleb Downs. That's a fun defense.
Very, very fun.
And who's the cornerback that used to be really good and has kind of fallen off a little bit? Denzel Ward. He's still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Denzel Ward's solid. Could potentially use a second cornerback, but yeah, that's a good defense regardless. Definitely a defense that can compete in that division.
Ravens are going to
adding Caleb Downs would be great.
Get Caleb Downs at 14, and then it'd be like, hey, Caleb Downs and Kyle Hampton can play the same position. Too bad we're the two best fucking players in the league. We'll figure it out.
What if the Steelers in the early 2000s had two Palomalus?
What if the Steelers in the early 2000s had Palomalu?
Yeah. Let's try it.
Speaking of guys falling, I was thinking about this last night, Zach. So the Eagles always get the guy that's like pro ready, one of the best players. Akeem Mesidor is going to find a way to get there, isn't he?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, they could use an edge rusher for sure. Whatever the Eagles do, I don't know what specifically they do. It's just going to be good, and we're going to ask how we let them do this again.
I don't think Mesidor makes it past Tampa Bay.
It doesn't seem that way. I could see Tampa moving back and taking him, though. Because I don't think he's a highly sought after prospect over some of these other people because of the age and stuff. But we'll see.
My dad is furious that there's been no offensive lineman taken yet.
Same.
That's a football guy.
Yeah. Why not make them the top 5 picks? Let's just get them paid right away. Let's not risk it. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of insulting. I don't like it. But what are you going to do? There's so many offensive linemen that it kind of dilutes them.
Is the best part of draft like once every 20 years we get a kicker drafted really early? That's kind of fun.
Very fun. Yeah. Was the last one the Tampa Bay guy?
Yeah, Aguayo.
No? Yeah.
I think he's early second round.
Roberto Aguayo. I mean,
might be the worst kicker in NFL history.
Have we done a wellness check on that guy?
Right.
No.
Like, his life was ruined, man. That's terrible.
It's unbelievable, and I love Sebastian Janikowski, one of my favorite football players of all time. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable that he's a first-round pick in a John Gruden team.
I know.
And it worked out. That's the crazy part.
I guess it worked out.
There we go.
Yeah.
Browns are in.
Their picks in?
Yep.
Do we got it? Do you know it? Or is it just in?
Yep. They got Spencer Fano. Maui Goa continues to fall, but I mean, it's not much of a fall at this point. Good pick for the Browns, man.
Very good pick. He is like, that's a franchise tackle for them. They always have one. Now they got one again. He is very, very, very good. And that offensive line, they did a lot of work in free agency. Obviously, the big name that everyone saw that they got was Elton Jenkins, but left to right, let's just assume they put Fano at left tackle. Mm-hmm. But even if they don't, they got Dawan Jones, who's a mountain of a human being. He just can't stay healthy. And then they got Zion Johnson at left guard. Now they got Elton Jenkins at center. Tevin Jenkins at right guard, who I love at guard. It's just the Bears refused to do it until they finally did. And then they went and got Titus Howard from the Texans at right tackle. Like, this is an offensive line that all of a sudden it's not just not bad. It's
very good.
Damn good. If they stay healthy, they'll be good.
To your point of Elton Jenkins being their biggest signing, he might be, and not that he's a bad player, he might be the worst one on this offensive line.
Yeah, age and injury and all of that, you never know. But yeah, if they're healthy, man.
So what does this do?
Watch out.
Redraft for Quinshawn Judkins.
Helps.
Yeah, we got to see if he comes back healthy as well. But
I guess super healthy. I'm just thinking more of the starting running back for them.
You would think this is an offense that's much better. It should be much better. They should get some sort of competency at quarterback. That's possibly me being bullish on just getting average quarterback play, but I think they can do that. But we should assume they get another receiver. Harold Fannin gets a little bit better. They should use Dylan Sampson as a receiver out of the backfield a little bit more. Like, this is a team that's pretty damn good. The issue becomes, I think Bengals and Ravens get a little bit better defensively. That hurts a little bit, I suppose. Steelers probably get better defensively just with better coaching. But if they're in games somewhat competitively, Judkins should be a very solid RB2 with upside, right?
Yeah, if they don't go down big, right?
Right.
So I guess that's kind of dependent on quarterback play. Like, if you're just not throwing picks, then Judkins should be a good player.
But like, even if they're bad, then Dylan Sampson should be a locked-in flex.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah. This hurts for me, who just traded Judkins for a first and Harvey in Dynasty. But oh well.
I don't.
But I just. Oh, you cut out there. What'd you say, Luke?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't hate that trade for you.
I don't hate it. Well, Harvey's so weird. I don't know where Harvey goes from here.
Yeah.
In terms of his value. I don't think he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think his role's any different this year either, though.
Yeah.
And he's not a young dude.
It feels like with Harvey, you're just going to chase touchdowns all the time, which I guess, based off what we saw last year, it might not be a horrible.
Right.
So now the Giants, they're probably going to get Reese and Downs, right? Just falling into their laps. They don't even have to trade.
Yeah.
I don't hate
do that.
Oh, Giants made their pick.
I don't hate Jalen Twyford, I'm being honest.
They're not going Downs. They're going offensive line. Francis is going there.
Okay. Francis Moigoa is going there. Again, this is a dude who can legitimately play 5 different positions and is willing to do so. He's just a ball player.
Yeah.
He's just a tough dude. He's a little stubby, but in terms of his arms, he's built like, if you're a Pokemon fan, he's sort of a Blastoise type of dude. But he's really good. He's a really good player. He's got the demeanor and the mentality to be a good offensive lineman. I assume they're going to put him at right tackle, though, given the Giants' makeup. So they got Andrew Thomas at left tackle. He's been great.
Good player.
I assume they put Moigoa at right tackle. And then left guard's John Runyon, who's played well. John Michael Schmitz is the center. He's been very good. They got Lucas Patrick backing him up. And then Luke's favorite, Daniel Faalele, is the right guard. Just a monster.
Man,
backing him up is Evan Neal. Like, they're deep in mediocrity, but they kind of have guys with attitudes, which I like.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're going to run with Cam Scatabo behind them. They're going to be, they're going to hit people in the mouth. They're going to be a fun team.
The pick that seems obvious, right, is John Harbaugh saying, I have my quarterback. We are investing in keeping Jack.
Yes, which they needed to do. I mean, this is a very smart pick. You got a defining player on defense. You got a defining player on offense.
Yeah. Hey,
it's not bad.
If you come away out of the draft of the first round with a starter on the offensive line and a starter on the defensive line, that's an A+ grade draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the trade is what? Dexter Lawrence for Francis Moigoa. You're saving money on the defensive end and you're getting a defining offensive lineman. Pretty damn good. If you're the Bengals, what player would have made the Bengals better? Francis Moigoa or Dexter Lawrence?
Probably Francis Moigoa. I don't know what happened to Zach.
Well, there he is.
I was canceled.
Well, and on top of this, does Downs go to the Cowboys or the Dolphins now?
Cowboys.
I mean, neither.
That's a Cowboys pick.
It is, and it pisses me off because we did this shit with CeeDee Lamb, and it annoyed the hell out of me. And now Downs going to go to him too. But then who did the Dolphins go with?
Jordan Tyson.
Dolphins go.
Jordan Tyson's gone.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson's gone. But Dolphins can go a number of positions. They have a lot of needs. But I said it last night. Jerry Jones likes stars.
Yeah.
Second biggest star in this draft is probably Caleb Downs. Maybe he's third biggest star. Biggest defensive star. He's a very, very good player. And He makes that defense that was historically bad through several occasions last year pretty damn good. They still need help at corner. They've done everything they can to rebuild that defensive front. They need a linebacker, but with their next pick, they could go linebacker. If they get Caleb Downs and CJ Allen or something like that, that's pretty damn good duo. We shall see if they can do so, though.
So I think that Entree is by far number one.
I mean,
that
feels like the basic pick, though. It makes sense, though.
Right.
I guess.
I'm not overthinking it here.
Yeah. I mean, you're going Detroit Lions draft strategy right now. You know, you take what you know is going to be good.
I'm taking the tenderloin, the rare tenderloin, my number one pick.
But in my mind, man, like, I understand I could get a big steak as my entree, and it's probably going to be good. But you get those like steak poppers, or you get some good like steak appetizer and shit. It's always it's incredible.
I don't disagree with you. I really like appetizers. This is like an appetizer is like the last fight before the main event, right? You get a knockout right before the main event to get all hyped up for the main event. And maybe the main event sucks, but also maybe the main event is fucking awesome.
But maybe that's just my mentality. I want that thing that's going to get me amped up, not the thing that's going to like.
Well, if we're saying that.
On the night, what's a better part of the night, the pregame or
true?
You know, the actual part of
the pregame
being out, and you go a little too hard, you get a little sluggish. You're like, oh fuck, I went too hard in the pregame. I love going too hard with the apps. That's great. That's the best part.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the night before your day off is way better than the actual day off.
Yes, 100%, 100%. That feeling before a snow day. Like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? That's always good. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve's better than Christmas Day. It just is. You know, the anticipation. It's what the chase. You know, you're going after a girl. You're trying to win her over. Once you win her over, sometimes it's like, you know, I just wanted to hunt. You know,
I guess that's like if you're like drinking alcohol is a lot more fun before you're 21.
That's true.
100%. Yeah. Driving's more fun before you're 16.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Who's on the clock? Are the Cowboys on the clock now? Who's on the clock?
No.
Dolphins.
Miami.
Yeah, Dolphins. But on TV, the Browns just selected, which I understand the NFL doesn't want picks spoiled. You got to be going a little faster in this. All right, this is ridiculous.
They're 2 picks behind right now.
Okay.
When you guys were learning to drive, did you immediately floor it? Because I did.
Yeah. I mean, I was confused by the whole. Most people use 1 foot thing for both.
You're not a 2 foot driver, Zach.
I'm not.
Okay.
But I was.
Thank goodness.
Initially, though, it made more sense. Like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Have just in case, like I could go one or the other. You know what I mean?
That's a good athletic stance.
Right. But then I believe I was with my uncle, and I mixed them up. So now I was flooring it in reverse. I had to adjust on the fly, and I, by the skin of my teeth, I figured it out. But
do you know how to drive stick shift? Either of you?
No, a little bit loosely. Yeah,
I tried it once, and I was like all the way down the street, and like this is like floppy disks. I'm never doing this again. This is so we have evolved.
Well, like the whole thing growing up, I'm sure you heard the same thing too. My dad, a lot of people are like, you always have to learn how to drive a stick. You never know what the situation you're going to be in.
Right.
You know, you're drunk at a party and you need to drive a stick home or something like that. Has anyone ever been presented with that situation?
Also, your drunk drive stick is a very funny sentence. That's the hardest thing
like,
when drunk.
Like your friend who drives a stick.
You need to
drive home. You know what I mean? But
I thought
my friend who drove a stick would never drink, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
My mom still drives stick. She only buys cars with stick, and when the last car she bought, I'm like, how did you even find that?
Right? Yeah. Where do you find those right now?
Yeah.
And also, I just want to let it be known. This is probably not everybody. The people who are obsessed with stick shift are usually also the biggest morons on the planet. I had a buddy in high school who was obsessed with stick shift, And he walked past my Kia fucking Soul and said to me, "Is that a stick shift?" I'm like, dude, what? How many Kia Souls do you think have stick? What are you talking about, man?
My friend drove the smallest, oldest stick shift Honda Civic in high school, and all of his siblings drove it. It went through like 4 different siblings. It was the coolest thing of all time.
That's fun.
Cowboys traded up.
Okay.
One spot. So that tells me they're probably going Downs and want him now, right?
Good trade for my.
Right. Someone else was willing to trade there to get Downs, and then Miami said, "Hey, guess what? You're not going to get Downs unless you offer us this."
I wonder what they gave up to go up one spot, because I think it's fine if you're getting Downs, but the Dolphins are just going to take a 7th.
Right. It's going to be interesting because it's not just they had to outbid somebody, so it's not going to be nothing.
Right.
Because the Dolphins doesn't just give it to them just because someone else is going to trade there. So somebody else would have had to trade more than one spot, and the Cowboys had to outbid that. You know what I mean?
I am ecstatic. I know I said this before. I'm ecstatic if I'm a Giants fan right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great draft so far.
Cowboys, they did what we all expected. Caleb Downs.
Good pick.
Good pick for them.
Great
Very
pick for them.
Jerry pick.
Yes. And then now Dolphins are on the clock. They're going to get the player they wanted anyway, and they picked up probably like a 4th round draft pick or something.
Listen, watch out, Dallas, because Jerry Jones is about to have another illegitimate kid today. Allegedly.
So the Cowboys gave up their 12th, obviously, and then they gave up 177 and 180 in order to move up one spot.
So 4th and or 5th, 6th, 2/5, something like that.
Couple 4ths, yeah.
Yeah, that seems about fair.
Yeah, like if it was, in a vacuum, just 1/4 makes sense, but somebody else probably were trying to move up 4, 5, 6 spots to do so, and yeah, like I said, you got to outbid that. Is what it is. Cost of doing business. The team that was probably trying to move up, I could see the Jets trying to do that. Maybe the Buccaneers.
Oh.
Vikings, potentially Vikings trying to get their Harrison Smith replacement. Yeah, lots of teams. I mean, every team should be wanting to get Caleb Downs, right? So
for sure.
Yes. Also, I think I speak for all of us, especially you, Zach. Just draft every American, Samoan, or Hawaiian that is ever in the draft class. When was the last time any one of them was a bust? I don't think there's ever been one that's been a bust that I can think of, at least.
I remember one a while ago. We canceled his ass. It was worth it too. He thought he had a girlfriend. It was a dude.
Oh yeah.
First man ever catfish on the face of the planet, Manti Te'o. So
also, he
red
he went to
flag.
Notre Dame, so he was a dick anyways.
Yeah.
The Manti Te'o thing, like unbelievable start of something for American culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that was such a foreign concept, and everyone's like, this dude makes up stories. This guy is not about ball. Let's take away the Heisman Trophy. Doesn't deserve that. Let's take away his entire career because some dude was texting him in the beginning ages of cell phones.
That
was even possible.
That had to be like almost 15 years ago. We just had a story come out of someone pretending to be a porn star getting money out of all the football players, and nobody has talked about that. That broke.
Yeah.
Imagine if that
somebody acted like McKinney and 3 other football players. Nobody batted an eye.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Who are the Packers picking? Asks Randy. I mean, we have to wait until tomorrow to find out, but I would assume they take a defensive lineman. He's either that or corner, but they are definitely zoning in on a D lineman.
The most Packers pick for me is to take Keontae Scott and then put him on the outside.
Who's expecting it?
Not me.
Not Keontae Scott.
Not the Lions, not the Vikings, not the Bears. They're going to line up and they're going to be like, what the hell are they doing? And then that's when we get them.
If the Packers draft D'Angelo Pons, everybody's going to be talking about He wears the G-Man. He's scrappy.
He's a winner.
I'm going to want to shoot myself.
I mean, it'll be interesting because it's hard to get overly excited for a second-round pick being your first pick. Like, the wind has been taken out of the sails for every Packers fan for draft. Because it's hard to go into the draft without a first-round pick. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right.
I will say, I think I'm pretty tuned into Packer fans. There's a lot of people who are very pissed off that we do not have a first-round pick here, which I get for excitement. But then you're like, we have Micah Parsons.
Right, but it would be different if Micah was healthy.
I guess.
Like, I understand he should be healthy. I'm just saying for a fan mentality.
Yeah.
If he was coming off a great year, was healthy, ready to go, then you could at least point to it. But Packer fans are the old school fans. They're the ones that want to, get a rookie. Could be the next big thing. And we've just seen too many picks fizzle out and just not work out, even though our first round hit rate's much worse than our second round hit rate anyway. But is what it is. Henry is giving me a little tidbit on the side here in Discord. Pickens is over 50% more likely favored to be traded on Polymarket just a few hours ago. I did see that Cowboys are willing to trade him. Also noted that he was for sure signing his franchise tag. That was noted before the draft as well. So a team could be trying to trade for him on the franchise tag.
A second.
Let's see.
52. How do we get Pickens? 52.
Jaden Reed in 52.
Yeah, immediately.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
immediately.
George Pickens would become the alpha of that team so far. He would be the guy that would go into the locker room and slap everybody in the face and basically say, "You all answer to me now." And honestly, wouldn't it be the worst thing in the world?
I would enjoy it. It would not work like within the building or anything.
Though.
I would love it though.
Fuck, man.
Like, we need that guy. We need him.
They should trade
I'm not
him
even
back
saying a
to
receiver.
Pittsburgh.
We just need that guy. What was that?
Yeah. They should trade him back to Pittsburgh. That'll be very funny.
Please. Please.
It's a big receiving corps. Goes back to Pittsburgh. Pickens, Pittman, and DK.
Dolphins pick is in. Do we know what it is yet?
No. Ari just tweeted out that Moe Goa said, "I'm ready to die for you" about Jackson Dart. Which, didn't Will Campbell say that? And then Will Campbell looked like a bitch in the Super Bowl?
Will Campbell got too much shit. I thought he was okay. But
yeah,
I'm telling you right now, not only will Maui Goa do it, he means this. I'm telling you, like everything I said before the stream, he's an offensive lineman. Like, this is the guy, he takes this too seriously. He is all business. He will pound beers, and he doesn't give a shit about himself whatsoever. He will play with a broken neck.
It's going to be funny that he's like, "I'm going to die for Jackson Dart," just for Jackson Dart to get his head taken off because he's running like a jackass. Which is awesome.
Jameis Winston still there?
I think so. Oh, whoa.
What'd they do?
Whoa. Rams are making a pick at 13.
Love that.
Yeah, they have 13.
Well, the Dolphins pick hasn't been said, but the Rams are picking Ty Simpson.
No. Fake news.
That did come out earlier today that they were potentially going to go quarterback because they thought Jimmy Garoppolo could retire.
Stetson Bennett.
Wow.
I don't think he's there anymore.
Never graduated.
13. Holy
13's
shit.
crazy.
Wait.
That.
Time out. What did the Dolphins do?
Yeah, I know, he hasn't tweeted it yet. Yeah.
That's fake news. So my question was going to be
me out. This is the Packers in the NFC Championship going Jordan Love.
Yes. So my question was going to be that the Dolphins have so many holes. What's the worst possible pick the Dolphins can make here? And that was going to be Ty Simpson was going to be my answer. So that kind of sucks.
Maybe the Dolphins pulled the Vikings. Maybe they forfeited their pick. I don't know.
The pick is in for the Dolphins.
What if they say they went with Ty Simpson?
Where does Ty Simpson go in dynasty drafts? That's interesting.
That is
interesting because he's very clearly the one of the future now.
Yeah, he's the next guy.
And decent, 50-50 chance he plays this year at some point, but you can just put him in a taxi squad.
Assuming
I think he's first rounder.
Right. Assuming Stafford, this is Stafford's last year, Ty Simpson's going to step into a receiving room with Puka and Devontae.
Maybe. Devontae could retire. Puka could be in rehab.
Let me fix that for you.
It's up in the air.
In rehab.
Puka, I got to tell you, as a Puka Nacua dynasty owner, I love him this offseason. He is the rock star my dynasty team needs to get over the hump.
I feel like
happy.
Puka Nacua, and I'm not going to stand on a soapbox and say and agree with things that he's done in this offseason, but
Agreed.
10 years ago, this guy would be viewed as a superstar, not as a rehab guy.
Get this man cocaine.
Right.
Now, like, this is the guy who would thrive on coke, not drinking.
He's got to learn something from Lawrence Taylor.
Yes, that's his issue. He's got the wrong drug of choice right now. It's just not working. Like, he says a little racist stuff drinking. Get him focused on coke and Adderall or something. He's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
He already is a monster.
True.
That's like 3,000 yard season.
True. But yeah, so Ty Simpson, he has to be a first round draft pick in Dynasty.
Yeah.
And boy, that's annoying, but I think it has to be.
I love this as someone. You're not going to compete. If you want to take Ty Simpson early, I'm fine with that. And you're going to get a high first round pick next year. And you can get, one of the top 2 receivers. I love that.
Yeah.
If you're sitting like at the 104 right now, and you there's no way I'm going to do anything this year.
Would you rather have? It'll be a question once we see some of these other guys go, I guess. Because right now, if you pose the question, Ty Simpson or Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson, I guess. I think the receivers are still ahead of him. Don't you think?
Dolphins pick is in too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Do the Dolphins go with Carson Beck?
No. Caden Proctor.
Okay. He's been rising up draft boards. He's a high potential dude. He could be very, very good. He's in the same conversation to me as JC Latham, who I love. I think JC Latham's a better football player. He needs coaching. Like, he needs to be coached. Yeah. He needs a leader in the room, like in his position group, to push him. I don't think he has that. But he could be a very, very good draft pick for this offensive line, for sure. There's no doubt. He could make this a great run blocking offensive line.
It makes total sense why they traded down. No,
Trevor,
there's never even a false thought that Dallas is going to go fucking Proctor.
Right, for sure.
Trevor, what are you looking at that you saw Ty Simpson first? Is that Ari?
Yeah. He said from Jay Glazer. So actually, who fucking knows? Because Jay Glazer's a clown.
Well, this is the juicy thing Jay said's going to happen. And he's besties with Sean McVay. So makes sense.
I'm just curious.
Do you think they're sleeping together, though?
They might be.
Honestly, yes.
Okay, so next question then. If they're fucking, who's top, who's bottom? I think Jay Glazer is a surprise bottom in this.
No, Jay Glazer's throwing Sean McVay around.
Jay Glazer, notably does MMA in rich guys' basement in Arizona. It's really weird.
He's got some Rogan in him.
He does. Maybe literally. He has some McVay in him too, is what we're talking about here. But so obviously, we're getting in the weeds here. But for a gay guy, if he has a wife, it's called a beard. Does McVay have the hottest beard of all time? Is that what we're talking about now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
A good show. Good on him.
I don't know that they're close either.
I gotta say, I doubt Mel Kiper's talking about this right now. So if you are watching this, this is why you watch. No one is. We'll do a power ranking on the best beards in sports history, maybe coming up soon.
Now that's a power bottom ranking. That's a double power ranking.
That's right. Maybe
Kris Jenner's got to be up there.
Yeah. That's the most notable for sure.
Yeah.
Right. What a situation that was.
Yep.
lot of things happened there.
I think
adjacent, not a beard, but adjacent. Question: how do you think Chris Humphries is doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Do we know? Do we know?
I don't know.
About him?
Probably nothing.
He signed a big contract. The divorce, I don't think, is a bad thing for him. But
True.
he's going to be in the annals of history as a guy who's going to be thought of as a better basketball player than what he actually was. So I think he's doing fine.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in the annals of history.
Same thing with Jake Glazer and Sean McVay. Did Lamar Odom die?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Either I read something or I had a dream that was too realistic, which happens too often, about a story about him dying. So I'm glad to know he's alive.
A story. Lamar Odom has a lot of like Tommy Lee, Johnny Knoxville in him, where it's going to be tough to kill that guy. A little Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
At this point, he should live forever.
Like he's got to the point where he's like so much has happened to his body. It's almost like he's immune to everything.
It's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
I think that's called Nirvana.
Yeah. Kind of ironic that Kurt Cobain probably. Never mind.
True.
Yeah.
Ravens on the clock.
Yeah. Apparently Stafford was told about this pick, and it's for whenever he retires. So
I mean, he's MVP. But I mean, this is the exact same thing. Rodgers was MVP, eh? Or no, he was after.
Rodgers was spiteful 2-time MVP after this.
Yeah.
That's my favorite version of Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The long
pissed off Aaron Rodgers. The year he went back and just threw Gutekunst under the bus. The whole he texted me. He needed to call me. Right. That Aaron Rodgers, the COVID Aaron Rodgers, the best. Yep. He had did his own research.
Fuck, that should have been a Super Bowl, man, against Tampa. That should have been the Super Bowl.
I know. And then let's just throw it all away for freaking this version, this milk bread version of the Packers, which is nothing. Man, I'm so confused with this draft so far. I don't know what's going on.
It's crazy. This is very crazy.
It's a fun draft, though.
It is. This is what happens when there are a lot of good linemen in the draft, because things get weird.
That's exactly correct. This is where we're supposed to be.
If this was a draft with like a ton of good skill players, they'd just be drafting kind of in order with skill players. Maybe jump somebody to give skill players. They don't want to be all this shit.
Yeah.
Man, so I just want to revisit something we talked about. I don't know if it was off air or if it was on air. I think it was off air. I think, Luke, you asked what the story of this draft is going to be. What's the thing that gets excited? We talked about it was going to be probably trades. Like, I think players going to be traded. And that certainly happened leading up to the draft. We're now, 13 picks in? What's the story of this draft? Like, there's been some trades, but it's just been a sort of weird fever dream that has us talking about Lamar Odom.
I think this draft isn't... I think it's going to be settled in the future. I don't think anybody knows. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but like, if Ty Simpson becomes good, it's about the Rams took a stab at him and it paid off, and now they're best for the rest of the time. If Ty Simpson sucks, everybody's going, what the fuck did the Rams do? Or they talk about Caleb Downs.
I'm not willing to... Maybe it's because we're Packer fans. But this situation with Ty Simpson feels different than Jordan Love. And I don't know why, though. So I'm going to stick to my principles. I just don't want to let them off the hook here. Like, I understand they don't have a chance to be picking this high very often, and they are because they have the Falcons pick. So essentially, they use their 2 first-round picks, right? They use it on Trent McDuffie, and they used it on Ty Simpson.
Yep.
This is the pick. You were just there. This is a very good football team. Are you trying to win right now?
This comes down to the ultimate question that always arises is, would you rather win now or would you rather win in the future?
And does Ty Simpson in the future give you a better chance than Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford right now? Like, why wouldn't you take a right tackle when you desperately need a right tackle and you have one available to you? Why wouldn't you take even a wide receiver? Why wouldn't you take a defensive player? Like, you could have, I do believe you could have traded down and still got Ty Simpson anyway, much like the Packers didn't need to trade up to draft Jordan Love. This doesn't make sense. It pisses me off. For a team that says fuck those draft picks, I guess this is the ultimate fuck this draft pick, but I don't like this at all.
You will like the Ravens' next pick, though. It's your boy.
Did it Ioane?
Yep.
Good. Great pick. Incredible pick.
It's a great pick. I do wish Detroit got him. But, I mean, this is a can't-miss prospect. This is a very, very good football player, and it was needed because if the Ravens are in a situation where they let interior pressure come through or they just don't get interior push up front, I've seen Derrick Henry get hit in the backfield before, and he's a terrible football player.
Yes.
Like this is peak Zach Bruner criticizing Derrick Henry 7 or 8 years ago when I said he's not that good. And I stand by that. Like, if he doesn't have the blocking ahead of him, he's not that good. But when he does have blocking, he's the greatest ever, obviously. He is not a tackle breaker. He just isn't. We see his stiff arms. We see all that. He needs to get a head full of steam. So getting Ioane to get vertical push up front. Then you have the tight ends. You still have the fullback. Supposedly they're going to run a lot more under center with Lamar Jackson. I'll believe it when I see it.
Hate that.
Derrick Henry does not work as a split back.
I know, but Lamar Jackson needs space.
Lamar Jackson doing a bootleg though under center would be deadly.
Yeah.
He just needs to learn how to do it. So I hope that's the case. But great draft pick.
Yeah.
Some people will criticize it and say it was too early. It's the perfect draft pick. So we'll see.
Now it's interesting too for the Jets. They can get Lemon at 14 or 16. I'm assuming Tampa doesn't go wide receiver. But you never know.
Right. Tampa could go Sadiq, not wide receiver, but a receiver. But edge rusher makes too much sense, I would assume.
Ruben Bain is still there.
Or Ruben Bain is still there.
Oh.
Ruben Bain's very good. I don't hate that.
I'm not making this. Someone make the joke, he got in a car accident, that his arms were too short to swerve. But I did not make that joke. I did.
That's fair, though. Someone at some point could take a shot on Jermon McCoy. Again, I think his draft projection, potential, whatever, he could go next pick. He could go tomorrow. I'm very excited to see where he goes because teams obviously will have done their own research on him, so they'll know better. But I can see the Jets going McCoy. And if you're saying the Jets are going to take a draft pick that doesn't work out, very easy way to see a scenario where McCoy doesn't work.
Yep.
And they need a corner. Otherwise, teams that could take him, Browns could take him, Eagles could take him, and it could work out perfectly for them. Chiefs could take him, double up at corner. Dolphins could take him later. We shall see. Any other news right now?
Not news, but Stafford has the opportunity to do the funniest shit ever and play for 4 more years and make them decide on that 5th-year option.
I mean, it's what Aaron Rodgers did, basically.
Mm-hmm. It would be very surprising if Stafford does it, but I hope he does because I love Matthew Stafford. With his wife at home, he will play another 10 years if possible.
Fair, yeah.
Jeez. Whew.
I think that the underrated part of the meal is the drink, right? It's something you don't really take into consideration.
I agree. A drink can make or break a meal, maybe.
You think so?
It can for sure make it a million times better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Break, maybe not. Maybe not. Because like water is fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Default to water. Variety in drinks, right? Maybe that's just me. Like if I'm going out, I'm either getting a glass of water, I'm getting a beer, and that's probably about it.
It depends on the situation. If we're going to a nice sit-down meal or whatever, I think the drink's less important than if you go to a sports bar or something like that.
Yeah, even that. I still think I'm getting a beer either way.
I know, but if you don't have the beer, I think it's a very different experience.
Yeah. And you know what? I think if I'm sitting I don't belong in nice sit-down restaurants, so I don't find myself in a situation.
Randy says depends where you eat. Yeah, 100%. Situations are situational is what we're figuring out here. But I still think so. I said sides were last.
Yeah.
Is dessert last?
No.
I
don't get dessert, but I can see myself like if I have to get a dessert, I'm like, yeah, I'll get a dessert. I'll get something I like, and I'll be feeling gross, and I'll eat it, and I'll feel more gross. But I'm like, yeah, I just did that. That's
Would you rather have a dessert or an appetizer though? Because in my situations, I just feel like I'm picking one or the other.
Yeah, appetizer 100%.
You're not living.
I just never like the dessert. If I ever get dessert, it's like I'm driving home. And I'm like, fuck, maybe I should get a Blizzard or something.
Right. I don't know that in my cognitive life where I'm paying for my own meals, I don't know that I've ever gotten dessert at dinner, if I'm being honest.
No. Unless it's like, unless I'm traveling and they have something like regional to that place that sounds interesting.
Sure.
But otherwise, normal place, no.
But to your point, like if I'm eating dinner, I'll stop at Quick Trip and get a bag of candy or something on the way home.
Right. Yeah. I don't need, I truly just need something sweet. I don't care what it is.
Right.
Bucks are in.
Okay. Mesidor?
Ruben Bain Jr.
Ruben Bain. Okay. Good so pick. Drescher. Great pick. Strong in a physical division where the Saints offensive line is very good. We got the Panthers wanting to pound the football. We got the Falcons now have Stefanski and they'll try to run the football. Obviously, Bijan Robinson. So controlling the line of scrimmage will be a very big deal. So that's a very good draft pick.
Trevor, this has been in my mind all night. You're just not taking the plastic off your TV behind you?
That is actually not a TV. It is.
Oh.
It is the bed frame of a queen bed that is also right there. Of my fiance when she moved in, and we only have 2 bedrooms, and the other one's the office, and it does not fit a queen bed and a desk. So, yeah, it's been down here for the past month or past year, which is awesome when half of your small house is taken up by shit. But that's kind of like the American way. So
it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that move.
No, definitely not. Good for acoustics too.
If a guest comes, all time, just put a bare ass mattress on the floor in the basement. Cool during the summer. Just a win.
You don't know how many bare mattresses I've slept on in my life.
Same.
Sleeping in the basement in summer in a cool
incredible
basement, while you're playing video games or whatever you're doing, all time.
Especially if you have no windows. And
I do have windows, but it's like that glass block window. So it brings in some light, but it's like not really window. Works well.
Nice.
I should show you guys my setup. My setup's actually kind of sick. Let's see if I can turn it around. Can I? Probably not. But I got some Super Bowl shit along with some
get that off the screen.
Wooden signs. I got the TV and stuff.
I like
got
this.
A good setup. 2 recliners.
That's a good basement.
And a lazy boy.
Good Midwest basement.
Yep. Let me tell you, there is nothing better than just finishing your basement. Nothing special, but then like a tornado hits, and you know it's not going to hit you, but you still have to go downstairs, and you're like, yeah, I got the TV, the lamp, 2 recliners. Life is good, man.
The silver lining of Lamar Odom ODing is that it probably came at sports media clip of all time, and Stephen A. Smith saying that he's on crack.
Yeah, and Henry brought up in the Discord about Jim Rome. Talking about him on the pipe too. Yeah, honestly, a lot of good goofs coming out of it.
Yeah,
you know? He brought a lot of joy to a lot of people when he almost died.
Kwame Brown was a great sketch too. When he just yelled Kwame Brown when he got traded all the time.
I fear that this is going to happen with Lamar Odom, is he's going to, like, his off the court stuff is going to overshadow how good of a player he was for those Laker teams.
Yeah.
Even before all that, people forgot like how good he was even for the Clippers. People just remembered him for the Lakers, and he was a stud with the Clippers.
Him and Darius Miles is a great duo for the Clippers.
Yeah. Henry or Randy wants to know, first off, he said cheesecake sounds good. Always sounds good.
Always.
Thoughts on the Patriots coach? I love his way of operating right now, figuring out how to navigate the media right now, throw Rossini under the bus in the process somehow. Almost feels like the victim right now. He's almost the victim. I feel like it takes one more thing to happen and he becomes the victim. He's doing a good job. Needs to figure his life out a little bit, but
he could use
he's doing some good shit.
He could use one of his guys getting a DUI or something just to take the heat off of him.
Well, I mean, he's such a good coach that this is bulletin board material. He's going to use this during the season as they're attacking us. They don't believe in us. They don't believe in me. And can you believe that they're coming for us when it's like, bro, they're coming for you because you cheated on your wife with Diana Rossini for almost a decade. But he's going to use this and it's going to fuel this team. And
it is unbelievable that you can get away with the most heinous thing ever if you're good at sports. Like Brandon Miller was by far an incredible accomplice to murder, but hey, he could shoot nice, man. He's a good basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Ray Lewis, Michael Jordan, all the best guys did a lot of shit. You know?
So the Jets made their pick.
Forgot the draft one.
Did we not know
Mason Taylor move over? Kenyon Sadiq is a Jet.
Okay.
That's for the future quarterback.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think it's the worst thing.
I hate it for a fantasy football perspective, I'll tell you that.
I do. So here we go. Kenyon Sadiq or Ty Simpson in Dynasty?
Ty Simpson.
But right? I mean, do they just fucking act like Sadiq's the second wide receiver there and just run him like Tucker Kraft? I don't know. It is Aaron Glenn, so maybe use tight ends like they use Laporta and all those guys. Who knows?
Yeah, and he's an every down guy. He's a very good blocker as well, so it helps like Breece Hall and all of them out as well. So he's going to be on the field. If their offense becomes good or average, I think he's going to be pretty good. The fact that it does make Mason Taylor non-existent now, that's very interesting because I think a lot of people were pretty bullish on him because he showed good stuff too.
Yeah, and they drafted him relatively early. Like I don't think he was a first round, but he was like second or third, right?
Yeah,
I think third. Let me look. Doesn't say. They drafted him second round 42 overall. Interesting.
Because his were left there, I purposely remembered that.
So we could see,
dude. So
if they want to do a trade within the division or something. Obviously, it's Jason Taylor's son, right? So son or nephew? Son? I think son. Like we could see him traded to Miami. I think that makes a lot of sense for both teams. Let's see. Let's take a look at who the best available players are. Because we are now, is that pick number 16? That's pick number 16. We are halfway through the first round. Crazy shit has happened. Who's still available? We still got Mekhi Lemon as the top receiver on the board. Some people say shades of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Never know. We got a couple good edge rushers on the board with Akeem Mesidor and Keldrick Falk. More coming a little bit later. Denzel Boston's going to be in that wide receiver conversation as well. Omar Cooper Jr. is going to be in that conversation as well. Concepcion is going to be in that conversation. We got Jermod McCoy, who could go anytime. And then eventually maybe we'll get an Avion Terrell. Maybe we'll get an Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Teneman. So we got some D-backs coming up. We got some edge rushers. We got some wide receivers. And then the offensive linemen will mix in as well. We got Caleb Lomu. We got some guards coming up as well. We still have, what's his name? Ian Achor or whatever, however you pronounce it, from Arizona State, learning how to play the position. You got Pregnon at guard. Lots of good players coming up. Not necessarily, it's very need specific players. There's not like necessarily players who are tiers above other people, but if you need a player, you need a type of person. Like Lions are on the clock right now. They could go for Freeling. They need a tackle pretty darn bad. I could see them going Freeling. to fill that need, play opposite of Penei Sewell. Vikings are on the clock, go 10 a min after that. Panthers are on the clock. They could go either safety, they could go offensive line, they could go defensive line. And then all of a sudden the Cowboys are back. I don't know if we're going to get a trade, though, is kind of my thoughts here.
I think we're done with trades that are worth much of value, like woe trades. I think we'll maybe get some at the end of the first round for like somebody trading up from the early second, but like nothing crazy, which is fine because we already got some decent trades. So,
well, we'll for sure get trades at the end of the first round because again, teams are wanting to trade back in to get that 5th-year option. But we still have the Eagles looming, lurking, plotting. Eagles are going to do something. Will they just stay patient and get the best player somehow available? Will they make a trade for a player? Will they do their AJ Brown trade? Eagles are very interesting right now.
So the Lions got their tackle.
Did they go Freeling or
But
Lomu?
they went Miller.
I hate it.
Isn't he the guy that you said he tries really hard?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that not
he's
a
a gritty
Lions
dude.
player? Yeah.
He is. But Lomu is just a better version of him. Like, he's just not very strong. He's fine. He's battle tested. He's got a lot of experience, but in terms of potential, I feel like it's been reached. And then, like, I could see using him like on pulls, like for outside zones. So, like, he could be Jahmyr Gibbs' best friend for outside zones and pitches and stuff like that. But in terms of just north and south, win the line of scrimmage, he's just not that type of guy. So, I don't know. He does appear to be a dude that can pound beers, and he probably smokes.
That's important.
For sure chews. Like, I think he's going to be a Dan Campbell guy. I will say that.
Now, did you guys see what the Packers posted a few days ago when they posted their draft picks?
Oh, I was going to say Drake.
No.
That's all I saw.
They posted a picture of their draft picks and said, basically have date night on Thursday, which
oh really?
It's funny joke, but also like I know if they wanted to trade up, they still would, but it is funny to basically say like, yeah, we aren't fucking trading up ever. We're staying where we are. It's very funny to tell your fans like, yeah, get fucked and do whatever you want Thursday.
Yeah, no need to tune in. Please don't get excited because you'll only be let down, and then we'll have to hear about it.
We only trade up a quarterback. Not right.
Shit, we could. What's... How do I phrase this? I think I would be less upset if the Packers traded into the end of the first round and draft Carson Beck than I was back
for
when
sure.
we traded up for Jordan Love. Because we have no expectations right now, 100%. I guess.
Yeah. Also, Kenyon Sadiq being in Idaho during the draft feels fucking wrong.
I still don't believe that people live in Idaho, if I'm being honest.
It doesn't seem like a state. I don't get it. Boise doesn't feel like it's part of Idaho either.
Like, what happens in the Panhandle?
Oregon playing Rutgers on the first clip of this film is disgusting. Why do we let these guys in the Big Ten? And the team I'm talking about is obviously Rutgers, but it is very funny that Oregon versus Rutgers is now a conference game.
It is very funny that when we look at the Big Ten and we see Oregon and Washington and USC and UCLA come in, and you're like, those aren't Big Ten teams. Those 4 teams are more Big Ten teams than Rutgers.
Washington is so Big Ten. Yeah.
I love Washington. I have such a soft spot for Washington. I love that school. But yeah, Rutgers needs to get kicked out. And they should not get picked up by any other conference. I just hate Rutgers.
Also, Maryland should only count for basketball, not football. Football, every other sport, you're out. Basketball, sure, but they should be ACC anyways.
Even still, Maryland's ACC. I don't. They're not Big Ten to me.
They can fit Big East, but ACC, yes.
Big East, sure. Yeah, I don't know. They're more like American Conference even than freaking Big Ten. It doesn't make sense.
Let me tell you, I am so fucking excited for when USC comes to Iowa and Wisconsin in the piss middle of November. They're going to get the shit kicked out of them.
I'll do you better, Trevor. I am excited for when Sacramento State has to go to Central Michigan in December.
That's true.
Atlanta Hawks big win, up 2-1 on the Knicks.
Really? Okay.
The Knicks are
Interesting.
embarrassing.
Ari does make a good point that Blake Miller was an exclusive right tackle, so it does essentially lock in that Panay Sewell is moving to left tackle, which again he can do. I wish he was right tackle. I like him better as a right tackle, but he's obviously he's the best at left tackle in the game, playing left tackle. But
Hall
he's a
of
better
Famer,
right tackle.
First ballot from
Yes.
what we've seen. I mean, you said it coming into the draft, but he said he was good. I have seen nothing to tell me he still should not be that guy.
He's the perfect football player. He does everything for the Lions on and off the field. He plays through injuries. He's a captain at offensive lineman. Like he's so good. And now he has a tackle.
Top 5 player in the league. Top 3 player in the league, probably.
Yes. So
who are the top 3
players?
players? Garrett, Sewell, and who else?
I would have said Micah Parsons before the injury.
I'm not a Micah Parsons guy. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's the least surprising thing ever.
Like, there's 2 things that go into a football player. Physically, he might be top 3. He's not a football player. He's someone who plays football.
Yeah.
Panay Sewell is up there. I mean, Lane Johnson.
Vikings picked. They did not go safety.
They go edge.
They got some beef, Luke. Our beef. Our boy, Caleb Banks.
I hate that as a Packer fan.
Kind of early for him, but I mean, hey.
They needed a replacement for Hargrave. So that makes sense. Obviously.
Oh, man. They're going to make
division.
so many bank vault jokes with this motherfucker. That's going to piss me off.
Banks at U.S. Bank?
Makes sense. It's a good draft pick. Obviously, they are more in the know than us, if you can believe it, on Harrison Smith's status going into this year. So to me, this tells me Harrison Smith is more willing to come back than to retire.
Yeah.
And then that makes a lot of sense. We'll see.
Now, Mekhi Lemon's a slot, right? If I remember correctly.
Yep.
He might fall right to the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
If they want him, that is, of course.
I don't hate that Eagles receiving room. Like, people have kind of criticized it. I think it's pretty damn good. Like, I think Dontavian Wicks could play slot. They got Marquise Brown as another outside receiver. They're pretty deep. I don't know.
They need a quarterback to throw them the ball.
Yeah. Luke, have we gotten any other updates from your dad, by the way? I'd love to know what's going on with this draft.
I'll text him.
Okay. Yeah. I need good picks, bad picks. Obviously, we got some more offensive linemen going. That's definitely going to perk them up a little bit.
I did see bad pick too small. I'm seeing that now. I don't know who that's for.
Potentially Blake Miller.
No, it was at 7:46, so it was an early pick. I missed this text.
Oh, maybe Moigoa. Maybe
it could be
Delane.
Fano?
No, it's before. It's okay. So this is a text. Bad pick. Period. Too small. No O lines yet. Stupid.
So okay, so pre-Fano.
Pre-Fano.
Tyson's not small.
Might be saying that about Sonny Styles.
Maybe.
Well, Sonny Styles 6'5", isn't he?
He's not small.
So who's before him?
Maybe Delane. Maybe Delane.
It might be.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's not Jeremiah Love, right?
No.
Okay, my guess is Delane. I'd love to know though. Maybe it's someone who maybe it is Sonny Styles 6'5", 250 or whatever he is. You know, that'd be, and I believe him.
My dad agrees with me a lot. He likes mammoths.
Okay, get him bigger. 6'5" is not big enough.
This may be a controversial take. I understand why they have fans and kids and Army vets announcing picks. These fuckers have no place announcing picks in the first round. Like if I was an 18th
Agreed.
pick overall in the draft and I hear my name called by some kid that I don't have any idea who they are, I'd be pissed as all hell. Even if I'm not at the draft. I want to hear Goodell say my name, get the fuck off the stage.
I agree.
I have an interesting thought starter for you guys.
Okay.
For Dynasty, this would be really interesting. And maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just trying to make something out of nothing here. Depending on when you do your rookie draft, I don't hate Carnell Tate as 101.
I don't hate it either. If I was like, I don't hate the situation necessarily, right? I'm just not sold on him being a massive difference maker.
I kind of feel the same way about Jeremiah Love right now.
It's two completely different things. Like I think the situation for Tate's great. I think the situation for Love is horrendous. I think Love's an incredible talent. I think Tate is good, not outstanding.
Yes.
So it depends what you like. I wouldn't say you're making a massive mistake if you go Tate over Love.
Right.
I would imagine you could get a trade for Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how much different are you valuing Tate versus Tyson?
Tyson in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would be willing to trade 101 to 103 and take the receiver that's there.
Yeah. Make everyone else make the pick for you.
Yeah.
Panthers made their decision. They took Monroe Freeling at 19.
God, great pick.
It's a need.
It's a need. He's super physical, very good football player. This Panthers teams, they're doing it the right way, the way they've built this football team, other than Bryce Young. I will still criticize Bryce Young, but they're doing such a good job. I think their coach is great. I think their general manager is great. And then they're just trying to pound the rock. As someone who has Jonathan Brooks and is slightly optimistic that he could potentially be a contributor this year, I love this pick.
Zach, I'll say that you're not the only person I've heard that from with Jonathan Brooks that are slightly optimistic about him.
Truly, who knows?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
If he is somewhat like he was before, he's the best running back there.
Yeah. And I mean, his stock for a lot of people in Dynasty, it can't get lower. He hasn't played a fucking game. Or, well, yes, I think he's played a couple snaps. But you get the point.
Not much. Like, he is... It would be interesting to do a price check on him. Like, I think it depends on the person. I think his value is going to be very different depending on who you trade with. So I think you could get him super low right now. Speaking
of trades, the Eagles and the Cowboys made a trade for 20. That's surprising for the Cowboys to do.
Why? I don't get it, man.
So I'm assuming the Eagles are
Eagles
going
move up what, 4?
Yeah.
Move up 3.
I don't understand.
Lemon? McCoy? McCoy probably I think not.
It might be McCoy. I could see McCoy. I could see Lemon.
I got the terms here too. Eagles get 20th and a 7th for 23rd, 114, and 137. That's a lot.
They could be coming up to take Teneman because the Cowboys got their safety. They don't need to do that. They're willing to let Eagles take their safety.
But would they trade up past Pittsburgh and the other teams for him? Because there are still 2 safeties on the board. I guess if they like one and not the other, I guess. But
right. Like Pittsburgh, I don't think would go there. Chargers, I don't think would go there. Both of those teams could go cornerback. Both those teams could go edge rusher or offensive line. Eagles could be trading up for their offensive lineman too.
Yeah, that's true.
If they get, is Fano still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Yeah,
he is. Right?
Or wait, no.
Yeah.
Wait, did he go? Who went 9?
Oh no, Fano's gone.
Lomu's
there.
Yeah,
the other Utah tackle.
I like the quarterback from Utah. I don't know if he transferred or not, but he's fun.
Devin Dampier.
If the Eagles get Lomu, that'd be a very good replacement plan, I would say. They also could be doing it for Pregnon.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yes. And he would start at right guard.
Here we go. Detroit offensive line, strong pick for my dad.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on board. Blake Miller's the dude then. Okay, great. It's not bad. It's obviously a position of need, and the Lions just draft good football players. And if you're saying you need to draft a lineman in this draft to start day one, honestly, Blake Miller is up there for the best ones you could get. I just don't know where he goes from here. He's played so much football. I just think he is what he is. But he passes the Reimer test, so I'm on board.
And he's not like me. He doesn't hold grudges. He respects teams that are good, even if it's like rivals.
Well, Detroit doesn't fuck up their early picks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the fact that they took Miller actually kind of makes me believe in him a little bit more. And there's no doubt he's going to get put in a good situation to succeed. So,
Eagles made their pick, and
okay.
AJ Brown, goodbye. Mekhi Lemon.
I mean, that's not. No, they play different.
It doesn't
positions.
guarantee he's gone, but I mean, took wide receiver.
It's interesting. If he does end up being an Amon-Ra St. Brown like player, like, it's a very good offense. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. The rich get richer. They're a team that's trying to compete, and they just added a weapon. Like, that's what you want your team to do if they're competing for a Super Bowl.
He feels like he's going to be overdrafted in Dynasty.
It depends on the AJ Brown situation. If they don't trade AJ Brown, I don't know.
Even still,
I think he might go drafted pretty late in the first round if AJ Brown's still there.
People are very negative on the Eagles. Like, your guys' thoughts on Jalen Hurts are way more negative than mine. And everyone agrees with you. Seemingly.
interesting. I don't know.
People are kind of out on Sirianni. They're fully out on Jalen Hurts.
I'm not out on. I think they're still a very good football team. Don't get me wrong.
I just hate Sirianni. That's the only thing.
Lindsey's brother sent me a trade that he did or was going to do before the draft today. So I wonder what your guys' opinion of it. He was trading away Jalen Hurts and the 205 for this year for Kirk Cousins, the first round pick that they believe they can get Fernando Mendoza with, and then a first next year, which they think is probably going to be around the middle. Which side would you go with?
I would go with the side with the first next year, but I think that's only because I like the draft so much next year. Like, I don't buy like, if we're talking Mendoza and Kirk Cousins, I need a lot in that to give away Hurts, because Hurts still has incredible value with his legs.
Yeah.
Even if he's the shittiest passer in the world, I like him in fantasy. So I think I might keep Hurts if that really is a middle pick. But if you think he can combine two to get one of the best receivers next year in the dynasty draft, then I'm probably taking the pick.
Well, he would have his own first as well, so it'd be 2 firsts next year, and assuming he has a second next year too, he probably could trade a number of places. I said I think I side with Kirk Cousins, assuming you definitely get Mendoza. I think it's a very even trade, though.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting.
It certainly is. I've told you guys this a couple times. I'm not convinced that Mendoza is going to be a super stud quarterback in the NFL.
Me neither. Like, I think he'll be put in the best position to succeed as far as the Raiders can do it. They still need to improve offensive line, and they still really need to improve pass catcher.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like, do we believe in Tom Brady? It kind of comes down to that. Like, they're kind of doing it his way now.
This feels like it could be like Michael Jordan, Charlotte Hornets, would just you have the goal to think that he can do something and he doesn't. That feels like what Tom Brady could do to the Raiders.
I agree. What I will say is this Kubiak offense babies the quarterback in a great way for fantasy, especially. Like, as long as he can remain upright, get a wide receiver that can create some separation, and he can just diagnose where to go with the football, you can complete 70% of your passes and be fine.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say about Mendoza, I agree. I don't think he's an outlandish,
right,
skilled player. I think mentally he's good.
That's what I was gonna say. If quarterback was played just based on, I guess I'm gonna say brains, then he's probably the greatest quarterback of all time. But in terms of actually having to be on the field and throwing the football, I don't necessarily know that that's the case. Quarterback of the future for the Rams, according to my father.
He's going to have to be.
Yep.
He's not the quarterback of the now, is he?
Right.
So if he's not quarterback of the future, then he's nothing.
Right.
And that would be something, huh?
It's just kind of a funny bit that I'm just reading my dad's text messages, but
no, I think it's good.
He talk about someone who's very upset that there's not a lot of that the Packers don't have a first round pick. Nobody in town is hyped up about this draft. He was the only one that's the draft is here. I'm so pumped up.
The draft is so fun.
Yep.
You gotta love it. It's the best.
The draft tells you who's an actual football person. The Packers don't have a first round pick, and the only reason I'm less excited this year than last year is because it was obviously in Green Bay last year. I'm going to be just excited this year as I was last year as my cat fucking attacks me. Jesus Christ. Get down, dude. But yeah, I mean, if you're not a draft guy, whether you have a first round pick or not, you're not a football person. Plain and simple.
And I understand, if you're not a college football person, you truly don't know who any of these people are. That's fine. But even if you're just a fantasy football person, you would think you would do your own research or whatever, after the picks, and then it's exciting. I don't know. Okay, let's refocus and figure out what is happening.
Yeah, what's going on?
So the hometown Steelers are on the clock. Yes?
And they have less than a minute left. And I have not seen anything from ours.
Could you imagine if they forfeit their pick in front of their home crowd?
No, Pittsburgh's. Yeah.
Are they trading?
What if Tomlin came out and announced the pick? What would the reception be?
Sick.
Or Rodgers. What if Rodgers came out and announced the pick? They would never let that happen. That'd be crazy.
Do you think?
Or if it was defense, he said, I'm retiring.
It's Carson Beck, my replacement.
Do you think that it would be sick or people would go nuts if Tomlin came out and did it?
Tomlin, I think so.
What if it was Antonio Brown? That would be electric.
That would be
oh yeah.
That would be something. They're going to be, they're probably going to be taking a long time here because they're going to do something special, right?
Yeah,
for the Packers is Mark Murphy, who came out and said, we drafted a receiver. And, we did nothing with him after that. Thank you.
The pick is in for the Steelers. It doesn't say who, but it's on the TV. So go ahead, Luke.
I don't have anything. I was going to say, I imagine Pittsburgh saw the pop that Green Bay got when they drafted a receiver. They drafted a fun player. You draft something fun that fans can get around in your hometown.
What is that, though?
What? A safety?
No, I think
Mesidor, maybe?
No,
I mean, Concepcion.
Yeah. Maybe not Concepcion, but a guy who fans are going to know his name.
Who are they bringing out here? They're all waving their stupid ass towels. Dumbest thing ever.
Is that dumber than Skull?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there's history behind it, I guess. Maybe the towels aren't stupider than Skull, but the Renegade's stupider.
Yeah, Renegade is
Skull.
stupid.
It's terrible. I don't understand why it's a cool tradition whatsoever. It's on par with the Bills just now doing Mr. Brightside.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bills fans claim Mr. Britain. I hate Bills Mafia so much. I hate everything about the Buffalo. I love Josh Allen. I think he's an incredible person.
Same.
If he was on any different team, he would be my favorite player in the league.
I think I agree.
All right. Steelers
What do we got?
went with tackle. They went Max.
Oh. No. Ooh.
Over Lomu?
Ooh.
I don't like that.
Ooh. This guy sucks at football, man. Roger's not going to be happy with that.
I'm not.
Imagine they're getting these guys riled up for an offensive tackle, and not even the best one on the board. That's tough.
Stupid wide receiver pick by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Agreed. Honestly, if he's Amon-Ra St. Brown, couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Did you
Talk
see this?
about stupid.
Before this analysis of the Pittsburgh pick here, real quick. Did the Pistons put out a pick or put out a video of the guy from the East West Bowl videos? I always forget his name. He's a comedian guy. You know what I'm talking about, right? Jack Marius Tech Theratrix, those videos. Whatever.
Okay.
So he's a Pistons guy, and they had Amon-Ra St. Brown on, and they were asking Detroit Pistons trivia. Amon-Ra St. Brown did not get one right, and this guy got all the other ones right. It was incredible to watch.
Meanwhile, Henry's in the Discord. I believe he's going to defend Renegade.
They're playing Renegade right now, and they're bringing out kids from local high schools with Jerome Bettis. I want to see these stupid fucking kids.
Henry said comparing Steelers Renegade to Bills Mafia, Mr. Brightside is inexcusable. I agree Renegade's a step above. And I also agree with Henry that it's a great song.
Yes,
it's not a hype-up song.
Right. Although I think Mr. Brightside is a better song than Renegade, but that we can have that conversation in a different place.
I mean, Mr. Brightside's a banger. But
Mr. Brightside is a top 10 song of all time, but we can have that discussion later.
Mr. Brightside's a crowd song, so it gets the crowd into it. Renegade's just not a hype-up song. Like, I can't imagine listening to that song and losing my mind. It's so weird. It's got to be... You got Wiz Khalifa in your city.
Correct. You have Mac Miller in your city.
True. Play something.
Had Mac Miller in the city.
Yeah, fair.
Let's be clear about that.
Fair. But, I mean, Pittsburgh's a pretty rich city. You can get something better than Renegade. Trust me. It's so slow.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes me want to go to sleep, not get amped up for the fourth quarter.
It makes me want to wave my towel around for bath time. Get ready to go to bed, you know? I don't get it. I don't know. It's weird. And they try to treat it as the equivalent to jump around in Wisconsin too, which is it's the exact opposite.
It is so clear that the Steelers fans have no fucking clue who this guy is, and it's very funny because there was no noise at all when he got selected.
Offensive tackle, bad move in front of the home crowd, honestly. Steelers, maybe you can make it work because they're old school, but then you choose this guy. I mean, the last time anyone ever saw this guy is when Vrabel was bullying him at his pro day.
Yeah.
Well, and
treating him
all
like
these fans
is crazy.
All these fans have their phones out just to immediately be like, well, that fucking sucks. They're going to delete that video before they even walk away from the stage.
Yeah.
That's my old man take, by the way, is people like bringing phones out at events. That doesn't need to happen. That shouldn't happen.
I agree.
I go to a lot of concerts. They'll always have their phones out. Like you can't hear shit on these videos. You're never going to look at these videos again. Put the phone on.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. Like, who's going to watch the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl again? You're not.
I don't mind recording some things on like at a concert or whatever. I think it's fine to have a good memory. What I hate that artists are doing now is calling for fans to take their phones out, to turn the lights on, and do like the lighter thing. I hate that.
I've never done it. I refuse to do it.
It's bad. It doesn't look good. It's just dumb. Stupid.
If we're gonna do that, let's actually get lighters out and do it.
Yeah. Do something. I don't know.
The other tough thing about the Steelers pick is he's not even there. Like, you're not even introducing him to the home crowd. He's in LA.
Yeah, this is bad. They usually
bad.
Yeah. I can't remember again. Who did they draft first last year?
That's a good question.
I can't remember.
Was it an offensive lineman again?
Defense, right?
I imagine it had to be defense.
Steelers draft pick history. So we can look at the last few. Come on, Pro Football Reference. Scan it. Okay. Last year they drafted Derek Harmon out of Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Number 2 pick. This I don't remember him going this early. They drafted Caleb Johnson with their second pick. Third round.
I thought if you would have put a gun to my head, I would have said that's a 4th round pick.
Yeah. Even then. And then they got Jack Sawyer after that. Year before that, they went Troy Fatanu, offensive lineman. They went back-to-back there. They got Zach Frazier, very good. Broderick Jones, offensive lineman, the year before that. Kenny Pickett the year before that. Najee Harris before that. So a lot of offensive tackles, a theme.
That feels like they took 2 swings and 2 misses on Najee Harris and Kenny Pickett, and like, let's just get back to the basics.
Well,
Yep.
drafting 3 offensive tackles in the first round in 4 years doesn't add up. Something went wrong.
One of them's got a
So
hit,
many
right?
fans are leaving right now. This is so funny.
Yeah.
Did people? I mean, people must have left after the Packer pick.
They
right?
did. It cleared out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So who's on the clock now? After that,
Chargers
disappointing
and their pick is in, although Ari does not have it up, and then
Pregnant.
Dallas after that.
Yeah, Chargers should go pregnant or McDonald.
Yeah. Cowboys have to go CJ Allen.
They
should.
They did not go either. They went Akeem Mesidor at 22.
Who did?
That makes
Chargers.
sense.
Oh.
Their edge rushers are aging. Obviously, he's the replacement for Khalil Mack.
Good pick for them.
What are you guys gonna? And this is probably gonna be biased because we're Packer fans, so we'll probably remember as a Bear. What is Khalil Mack remembered as? What team? I think he's got like even like numbers for all 3 of his teams.
He does.
But he's got the DPOY with the Raiders.
Right. I think he's still a Raider. Probably. Bears are up there, though.
I think he's a Bear.
It's interesting.
He's definitely not a Charger, but he's had really good years on the Chargers very quietly.
I mean, that 6 sack game is ridiculous.
Right.
It's insane. I think, honestly, doing so well against the Raiders while with the Chargers actually hammers home his Raiders legacy.
Yeah.
But it's split. It's more split than Julius Peppers, who also did something somewhat similar.
Right.
So my fiance is down here, and she's the Bears fan. And so I asked her for inside information on who the Bears should pick. And she said that they should pick a position that they lost in free agency. So there's your Bears intel.
Safety.
So safety. Yeah, I mean they need
Heineman.
And they want Trey. She said Tremaine Edmonds or Kevin Byard replace him.
That's fair.
McNeil Warren wouldn't be bad.
I mean, I think they would go 10 a minute before, maybe not, but I don't think they expected him to be there.
Are the Bears ever going to draft a white secondary player? That doesn't seem like something they do.
Chris Conte.
Yeah, that's true. But how did that work out?
How did these last safeties work out? How did Brisker work out? Was Brisker a success?
No.
Like, he's a good player, but I don't think he's a success. So we'll see. They could use an edge rusher. They could go Falk. That would certainly open things up in the defensive line quite a bit as well. I mean, it has to be defense, though. I can't imagine they go offense. Could they draft a wide receiver? Maybe, but
that's what I was going to bring up.
They lost DJ Moore, right?
Right.
So like it's possible. But the assumption is
who's wide receiver one?
Luther Burden.
I guess Luther. But
Dunze is 1.
Oh, Dunze. Yeah, sorry, I forgot he was there.
But you could use a solid 3 because is Zacchaeus technically the 3?
Is Zacchaeus the 3, or is it more like
Khalif Raymond's there now? I love Khalif Raymond.
Yeah. Or is it more like Colson Loveland is going to be our 3rd receiving option?
They actually, he's for sure the 3rd receiving option. Their wide receiver room is very, very shallow. All of the receivers on the roster, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Khalif Raymond's number 3. Then it's Jade Walker, Maurice Alexander, J.P. Richardson, end of list.
Yeah, not great.
Like they definitely need to address it. I don't know if they need to do it in round 1, but they definitely need to address that.
When you hear Bears wide receiver, who do you think of? Brandon Marshall?
Yeah, probably. Or Alshon Jeffrey, maybe.
Yeah, I think those are the 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not Eric Decker. It's not. It might be Alshon Jeffrey. He was really good for a while.
He was awesome.
Being hurt. Okay, so coming up here,
McCarthy went offensive line exactly like he would have, especially for Rodgers' sake.
Right.
According to my father.
While I fully wholeheartedly agree with him and would never go against that, I don't know if this guy starts this year.
Right. They drafted a guy who's not very good at football.
He's the replacement next year when their tackle leaves in free agency.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't love it. Okay. Also, Rappaport reported Broderick Jones is dealing with a neck surgery right now too. So I guess that is iffy.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty similar players too.
Yeah.
Okay. So pick is not reported quite yet. We got Cowboys pick in, Browns on the clock, then Bears, Bills, Niners. We have definitely some offensive linemen that are going to go off the board here. A wide receiver almost definitely will come off the board within the next few.
I was going to say we haven't had the receiver run that we see every draft yet.
And it might be right now. I mean, after the Cowboys, Cowboys maybe too.
Cowboys pick is in.
Who was it?
Malachi Lawrence.
Okay.
Whoa.
I don't hate that.
I didn't think he'd go this early, but fill a need, I guess, right?
Not the worst thing. Cowboys had a great first pick, so, the universe has to balance itself out a little bit too.
We've entered the mysterious part of the draft where it really feels like in every draft, like right around that 20 to 23 mark, that's when shit starts. Like people like this guy was a 3rd round pick and we're taking him this high. This is always a fun part of the draft.
It is. But now we got Browns, Bears, Bills, Niners. You would think Browns are looking at wide receiver, but you never know. They could go corner. I mean, Jermod McCoy is sitting there. So he could go with any of these picks. Bears are up after that, probably safety or D lineman. And then Bills need an edge. They need a guard. They could use pretty much everything on defense, let's be honest. We'll see. I mean, that's crazy that they didn't pick CJ Allen, though, huh?
Chargers are so good that they have the luxury of taking a linebacker. My dad is big on the Chargers.
Isn't everybody every year?
That's the thing. Chargers on paper are always perfectly fine, right? When do you think this is finally the year we can finally discuss what Justin Herbert truly is, or no?
I think that was last year at the very latest. I think it should have been after he blew the lead to Jacksonville, but nobody agreed with me on that one.
There's always an excuse.
I'm a big excuse maker for Justin Herbert because I watched Justin Herbert. I'm like, this guy is so fucking good at playing quarterback.
He can be
in a vacuum.
He's had some outstanding moments, and he's had some. If we can criticize Josh Allen, he certainly can be criticized too. Like they're similar type of people.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I don't hate that.
I'm probably going to be his whole career. Justin Herbert's going to do whatever. I'm still going to say he's a top 6 quarterback in the NFL.
Justin Herbert has the luxury of always being compared to Tua.
Right.
And, everyone looks good in that situation. So, Browns still on the clock. Bears, Bills, Niners. So, Niners are so interesting to me because they're running out of tackles to take for the future.
Yeah.
They may have to start addressing a current need. So, they could go wide receiver. They could go edge rusher since they always get hurt for them.
They still got Lomu there.
I know. I'm just saying that they're going to run out pretty quickly here. Someone could trade up ahead of them. There's just a lot of space. Like the Chiefs have said they definitely want to address offensive line. Why won't the Chiefs trade ahead of the Niners?
There is something so funny. They panned out to the city, and on a hotel it says "Greatness is on the clock," and it's the Cleveland Browns helmet because the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. That being on the side of a hotel in Pittsburgh is absolutely hilarious. Much less the fact that the Browns are one of the worst franchises in the NFL.
Well, we'll see what they do. They nailed their first pick. Will they nail a second pick? What's their best scenario? A wide receiver?
Like I said last night, the Browns can't go into week 1 with Jared Jeudy as wide receiver 1.
No.
And they will not. KC.
I hate that.
Yeah, I don't love that.
So we're saying Judy's an outside receiver?
Yeah. That's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I can get myself
That's a very Browns pick.
I can get myself to buy into Harold Fannin, KC work in the middle of the field.
Sure. But
you know what I'd love?
So then
I would love to see the Browns trade back into the first round and take Denzel Boston too.
that makes more sense because if they're gonna run 2 wide receiver sets, I don't think Concepcion's gonna be on the field.
Right.
So, I mean, I would have taken a big outside receiver unless they really have that much faith in Charles Tillman. Not Charles Tillman. Cedric Tillman?
Cedric Tillman, yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Henry got Eagles got 20 and a 7th rounder, while Dallas got 23, 114, 137. Okay. Not bad. That's not bad. That's really not much for the Eagles. That's pretty good for them.
With my fiance being here as a Bears fan, you're going to have to tell me what to tell her about the player that's picked, and I will tell you, because she has no clue who any of these players are, and she will give you her quick reaction just based off of whatever you want me to say. It doesn't even have to be accurate. I'll tell her whatever about the player, and we'll just see what she says.
Hey.
Sounds great. We got a game of telephone. Someone's gonna be lying, and we got to figure out who.
Should we wait until my dad texts about the Bears? Because she's going to.
Yeah.
Yes, we actually should do that. We should do that. We'll do that.
He's a couple picks from behind, so it's gonna be a little bit. But
make sure he texts you about the Bears. Let him know that
he
this
will.
is very important. Okay.
Yeah, he would text me about every NFC North team.
Yeah, for sure. We need another trade. I think that's what needs to spice up the end of the draft here. That's the best case scenario. What else is going on? That's nothing. So who has had
Giants?
They've had the best. Who's had the worst? Because we've had some boneheaded moves. What's been the worst so far?
I think it might Arizona, maybe the Rams.
My thing about Arizona is in a vacuum, right? Jeremiah Love's a very good player, so it's hard to say that it's a bad pick because you're getting a good player. Now, how does that good player fit on your team? I think is the question you're asking.
Well, so far, both NFC West teams haven't gotten better, right? Not really.
Not for the immediate.
Right. So Niners would be next up. If the Niners take like an offensive tackle for next year, then Seattle trades out of the first round, it would be.
Is it given the excitement and where the draft is, like Steelers probably?
Steelers is bad. If Broderick ends up not starting the year or something, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I suppose it makes sense, but I just don't think he's ready to play this year. So if that was the thought process of we need somebody to fill in, so we don't, get in a hole because the Steelers aren't good enough to work themselves out. You go with like Lomo.
Yeah. I do like the idea of the draft going on and the big loser of the night is the New York Knicks going down 2-1 in the series. That's funny.
I'm sure that's what they're all thinking of there.
Yeah.
Do we know? We must know. Where's the draft next year?
DC, maybe?
Oh, I think you might be right.
If not next year, that's coming up.
2027 NFL draft. Yep, it's in DC.
Who was Cleveland's last pick?
Who's Cleveland's last pick?
Oh, or I'm sorry. They drafted KC. Laughing father.
Good. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's a bad player. That's not a fit, though. If you're going wide receiver, I don't know why you wouldn't go Denzel Boston or Cooper.
Yeah.
I've gotten very few picks correct.
Yeah, I'm right there.
I feel like everybody's in the same boat.
But I think we were in the same mindset of like, no way Arizona's drafting Jeremiah Love, and then when that happened, the whole thing went.
Yeah, if I combine like the 3 mock drafts I did, honestly, my very, very first one, by far the most accurate.
Yeah.
It's not even close, which is interesting to think about for next year.
I would guess that there's a lot of experts or people who do drafts where the only pick that they got right this year was Fernando Mendoza.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Can you
Bailey?
Draft? Usually he's pretty good at drafts.
Who?
Schrager.
He was like 3 years ago, and it's just because he talks to people. Like he has no analysis. I would say Daniel Jeremiah is usually the best.
Okay, I'm just curious how they have done.
Yeah, I think the past few years Schrager's been pretty off, but Daniel Jeremiah, remember he predicted the Texans picking 1 and 2, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the Bears pick is in on the TV. When it is leaked, I will type it into the chat so I don't ruin it for my fiance who wants to watch it live, and we'll be obviously 5 minutes behind everybody. But
there's something kind of freeing that Packers aren't picking, right?
What would be the feeling if we see the tweet Packers have traded for this pick or whatever? Would it be a pit in your stomach?
No. Yeah, probably, but it's like, hey,
So, Trevor, we're able to talk about it here. Is she listening or no?
I have an earbud in, so she can't hear shit.
Okay, so Bears take their safety.
Good
they
player.
Lost both their safeties. They replaced one, Dylan Tenneman. A very good player, rangy player. They get a white defensive back. I feel like he is going to look at Ben Johnson and think they may be related.
Right.
They're very close. Trevor hates the pick. He thinks he's overrated.
He's a ball hawk.
Right. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's game changing, but he certainly fills a need, and I think he's going to be pretty good. With that defense as good as it is, because I think it has the potential to be one of the better defenses. Like, I think he's able to just play his role. I think he's a smart player. So if he just plays his role, I think he's good. But let me bring up their depth chart. Because he would slot in next to probably Kobe Bryant or Cam Lewis, right? And then you still got in the corner. You got Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon there. Linebacker, you still got TJ Edwards there, and then Devin Bush comes in. You got Denebo. They got Grady Jarrett, both on the defensive line. They got Driven Dexter, and then they got Montez Sweat. And then obviously Austin Booker kind of emerged last year. Yeah. If they get an edge rusher to free up Booker a little bit more, yeah, this is a defense that kind of is unfortunately scary to me.
They should be the team that makes a trade for Thibodeau.
Yes. If they do that, that's a major win. Just a second round pick for Thibodeau or something.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. Because then offensively, then all they really have to figure out is get another receiver, and you're pretty much set. As long as you could use depth everywhere, but you got a couple tight ends, you got a quarterback, you got a couple running backs. This is a very good football team. Unfortunately,
yeah. I mean, I'll take an easy thing to talk about here, but if they, we've seen it before where quarterbacks hit their peak early and then it kind of like tapers out. Like they need Caleb Williams, right, to continue to grow. I think that's an incredibly huge part of this team. And I know that's an easy thing to say, but honestly, like the franchise is Caleb Williams right now.
Yeah, and Caleb Williams, obviously, any little thing, he's such a fragile little baby, right?
Right.
His center retires, Dahlman, who is incredible, Drew Dahlman. So they replaced him with Bradbury, who's okay. Like, he's not good. He's below average for sure. He's serviceable, especially with the offensive line that's around him. So will that throw Caleb Williams off? If he sees internal pressure, will that throw him off? I think almost definitely so. So that's another position they could address in like rounds 4 or 5. Just get a center and be good to go, I think.
Right.
Here's my thing about
nothing yet.
Here's my thing about the Bears. Luke, you'd be able to put this. This is more for you than Zach. The Bears coming into this year remind me a lot of the Brewers. In the terms of last year, the Brewers were a good team. They got really lucky for a lot of games. And the luck ran out, and they ran into a stone wall that was the Dodgers. The Bears last year got really lucky. A lot of games. Ran into a stone wall. What are the Brewers now? They're struggling. They're not getting those lucky things their way. The Bears have a really hard schedule. I don't see it.
However, the division around them doesn't get better. They won games playing badly, and they started to play good football at the end. And they're just not a team that feels like they accomplished anything.
Well,
Like I understand the fans have something to cheer for now, and then they're like, okay, they kind of got the monkey off their back. I think internally they just don't feel like a team that celebrated last year, which I think is good for them.
All right, we have my
I think
dad
they
has his
celebrated.
thoughts.
I don't think so.
Okay, one word for my father.
Okay, white.
Bust.
Okay, there you go.
Luke's dad said one word, bust. So understanding that, Hannah, would you please get in front of the people and tell them what you think about the draft pick? Okay, she doesn't really want to be on the screen right now after that. She's smiling and I think crying internally.
He's a good football player. I'm way higher on him than you.
I agree. I'm with you, Zach.
She said he looks like Alex Cooper's husband, and he looks like a pretty boy, and for that, I don't like this pick. But you know what? We'll see.
I don't know who Alex Cooper is.
Yeah, remind the fans who Alex Cooper is, because I know, but
who is Alex Cooper? Call her daddy girl. Call her daddy girl.
Oh,
podcast girl. I don't know.
Okay, I vaguely know because it's not the chicken fry girl; it's the other one.
Yes,
I would guess so. I don't know.
Husband, I don't know. Okay, so I'm out. I got close and I'm out.
Okay.
As far as I can go.
Okay.
Do we have a trade?
I'm with your dad here.
Who's trading?
I don't know. My dad's reporting that Houston traded.
Texans traded up with Buffalo, and they made their pick.
I like the idea that your dad's breaking it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not watching it.
No, anonymous source.
Yeah.
Well, how is he so far behind in breaking the trade to us?
So, do you want to know who Buffalo picked or Houston picked?
Wait, time out before we get into this.
Buffalo traded with another AFC contender?
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Right,
which great player did they give them?
Keelan Rutledge.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know the name. I did no scouting on this guy. I don't know what position he plays. This guy could
Georgia Tech guard.
Yeah. He's not the best guard available.
Hate it. All I had to hear was Georgia Tech. Hate it.
True. I don't know. That feels like a try-hard pick. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
He's not a bad football player. He's really not. But you could have got Pregnan.
You could have got Peter Woods.
Even just sticking at the position, though, like with the mentality of this team that just wants to hit you in the mouth, why wouldn't you draft a guard like that?
So what's because Zach, me and you have both been high on Pregnan. Think he's a dog, think he's a mauler, think he's a bull, whatever you want to say. Why aren't you taking him?
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
I think he's fine, right? I think in pass protection he can get a little bit confused, a little bit off balance, but overall, like he's fine. If you can coach him, he's not Ioane, but he's easily the second best guard. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
So two things. One, Hannah's last words were "Yay, another white guy" on the draft. But then the trade, Houston gets 26 and 91, and the Bills get 28, 69, and 168. I think the Bills win that trade for sure.
Yeah.
I think the Bills lose that trade if the Texans beat the Bills in the playoffs this year.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills, that's the thing. The Bills need a guard pretty badly. They traded with a team who took a guard. It does feel similar to they need a receiver really badly. They trade essentially Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. I just don't think they took the best guard available. So I think the Bills are fine. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Now the Dolphins are on the clock, and Dolphins can go a million directions.
I thought it was San Francisco.
No, Miami. Did Miami trade up?
Did San Francisco must have moved back then?
Yeah, San Francisco moved to 30.
San Francisco
so Miami
seems like the most Keldrick Falk location to me of all time, but
potentially. Did they go edge earlier? So, okay, so 30 and 90 to San Francisco, 27 and 138 to Miami. That's That's very good for Miami. Or very good for San Francisco, rather. Sorry.
Circling back to Tiedemann real quick, from anonymous sources, he's not a good player, but I wish him well.
Okay. That's fine. I like that. That's respect.
Wait. I read that wrong.
Oh. Do not
good for them, and I wish him well. Good. He is good, was the text.
Okay. Yeah, he's, it's not a missed pick.
Zach, I'm 100% agree with you.
And Henry says trust in Nick Casario or Casario. I can't remember how. I think he pronounces it Casario. I do like him. I like the Texans GM quite a bit. I think he's really good. I will say this though, I do trust him with everything but offensive lineman. He's proven that he misses offensive line left and right. So I will not, unfortunately. Let's see. What's Henry been tweeting?
Can we?
Henry's gone on, has been able to go rogue for too long. You say what you guys say, Trevor. I'm going to see if Henry's got any gold here.
Can we talk about how the draft leaves Green Bay and then they make the fucking logo green and gold? Who the hell decided that was a good idea?
I thought about that.
That's a good point. Henry really glued on to the Renegade thing. That's been the focus here. Should the Steelers change their fight song? Yes, they should. I mean, they don't have to. I guess I don't care about the Steelers, but
it would be incredibly funny if you would have pulled up Twitter there and Henry's just like rating transfer portal recruits,
like John Rothstein.
Sure.
Instead of talking about Vrabel's sex tape, he's like Temple's playing Charleston.
Oh. That's my number 2 sports media thing of all time. When John Rothstein tweeted, "Grab your nitroglycerin pills." The night death.
So Dolphins made their pick. Chris Johnson over McCoy and Terrell and Hood. Interesting. So, I don't agree with that, but I think he's a solid corner.
I think it's telling on. Like I agree with you. Like, order Chris Johnson. Them, however, it's telling on McCoy.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It's obvious that people are scared of it. Scared of McCoy.
Like,
I don't know,
man. The testing's not good.
Packer fans are going to be crying to trade up for Jamon McCoy now because Chris Johnson's off the board.
I'm going to start,
and it's not going to happen. And they're going to be pissed if McCoy is anything better than average.
McCoy's sitting there 32. We know Seattle needs to trade out of this pick.
Mm-hmm.
John Schneider's a Green Bay.
He owes us one.
Yeah.
Just give it to us.
We made you. Seattle.
Yeah. Hasselbeck.
We
gave you Matt Flynn.
Russell Wilson is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Does Seattle trade back, or do they say, fuck you, we're going to take another corner and just go McCoy? Or Basantis offensive guard or something.
If the edge rushers keep dropping, they'll take an edge rusher, I think.
Yeah.
But it behooves them to trade back, I would say. Especially because you would get a player just as good for cheaper, too. They need money. They need draft picks. They need all of that.
What are the odds that Miami saw Chris Johnson and got really excited for a double running back tandem of speed?
Honestly, I see Chris Johnson just makes me think of the glory days.
So good.
I know. So good. We just don't have running backs like that anymore. I don't know. Like, we have very good running backs and better running backs, but we just don't have any with like that allure to them.
Dude,
Derrick Henry's close, but it's not the same.
That was a division of Chris Johnson, Arian Foster, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah. That was such fun.
And you know what? And I love Chris Johnson. He might be my favorite player of all time. What's kind of underrated about that backfield, Lendale White was a dog too.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And you talk about the running backs in that division, the quarterbacks were
awesome
for different reasons. They were great.
So we are now at the point where we just name really awesome players that we loved.
Yeah.
I know he's not exactly the smallest guy, right? He's a bigger name. Deuce McAllister, man.
Yeah.
Like, you knew you had some
great.
fucking swing when there were Deuce McAllister jerseys in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let me tell you.
True.
I know a kid who, in elementary school, he wore a Deuce McAllister jersey every day. Like, I think
that I think we had the same guy at our schools. Yeah. I had the same kid.
That's funny. I like that. Huh. Yeah, this is a weird spot in the draft now. Teams are getting cute. I don't like it. Just pick good players. And we're not doing it.
So the biggest story so far I think is still Ty Simpson.
Has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Do we have any do we have any eyes on Mel Kiper? What's Mel Kiper doing right now? Because he can't be freaking out about anybody. Nobody's sliding.
He's still talking about Shedeur.
Yeah. Rightfully so, too.
He's going to say if Shedeur was in this... Yeah. He would say if Shedeur was in this draft class, he would have gone to the Rams.
Oh, give me that, man.
Why? It would have been a Rams move to just trade for Dylan Gabriel or something.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
true.
they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Some team's going to do it.
Yeah. Might be Green Bay.
Might be Arizona.
Yeah. No, Arizona's got Gardner. Gardner will lead them.
Arizona's got a great track.
Yeah.
Bills have traded
Gardner
number
Angerset?
28 to the Patriots.
Wait. Who? Wait, what happened?
Bills traded 28 to the Patriots for 31 and 125. Which is great.
They deserve everything they get.
Vrabel has to get on the mic, too. That's great. That's great.
How can you be a fan of this team?
That's great. And I thought for the bit it would have been funny to trade with the Chiefs for one pick. To the Patriots is fucking crazy.
They need to trade out of this first round altogether. One more.
Yeah.
Trade with the Chiefs and trade again.
Goodell's got to do like administrative business here and just say Buffalo is not allowed in drafts anymore.
No. Forfeit the pick.
If they don't trade out of the first round, they lose their pick next year. Like, the only way you can somewhat save face if you're like, we didn't like the guys and trade completely out. And even that's bullshit.
Real quick, Rudy
Caleb Lobo? That's not fair. They just gifted it to him? I'm a Patriots and a Vrabel fan.
Yeah.
So they got exactly what they needed. It's just ridiculous. The Bills are like, you need a guard? Got you. You need a tackle? Got you. Who else needs something? And they just do it.
Josh Allen.
Maybe they did this so the Chiefs couldn't get him.
People have to have like dirt on Josh Allen.
They have to.
Maybe.
Ari didn't break this one either. Interesting.
Real quick, Rudy Gobert airballed about a 6 foot one-handed push shot.
Speaking of Rudy Gobert, did you hear what he said about the Defensive Player of the Year award?
No.
Did you hear?
I didn't even hear what happened. What happened?
Defensive Player of the Year, though. He talked about like how Wemby was the first one to win it, like all unanimous or whatever.
Unanimous.
I don't remember if he was talking about it just being unanimous or him not winning. He said basically, Cat's back. He basically said that he's undervalued, and when his career is over, people are going to finally appreciate him. Brother, you won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. You can't make a fucking jump hook from 2 feet. Who are you to talk about the Defensive Player of the Year awards?
His legacy will live on in the blood that is on his hands of starting a pandemic.
Yep.
No one respected John Wayne Gacy while he was doing his thing. Only when he was done. Same thing with Charles Manson. He was just a weird dude when he was out and about. Afterwards, legacy lives on forever. Rudy Gobert is going to be the same thing. People are going to speak about him, just not the way he wants. Not for basketball. He killed millions. All because he did a little funny joke on Donovan Mitchell, wanting to lick the microphones and doing stuff like that. Terrible. Disgusting human being.
If I'm a Utah fan, I'm so pissed off watching Donovan Mitchell drop 40-point playoff games for Cleveland.
You should. It's all your fault.
I think there are
a little
other
more
reasons
racist
to be
towards
pissed
Mitchell
in Utah, but yeah.
Back to the draft. Caleb Lomu, incredible pick for the New England Patriots. Fills somewhat of a need, right? Fills kind of a spot that they, and to your point, Zach, I don't fully disagree with you. that Will Campbell. I thought Will Campbell was fine. He's a rookie tackle in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But that was a weakness for him in the Super Bowl, right? That was the pass rush. And Drake May couldn't really read defenses. This kind of helps remedy that. So this is definitely a play for like, hey, we're going for another one here.
It takes the weakness and it's a strength now. I mean, they completely reinvented their offensive line this year. So we'll see what they do with Will Campbell. Maybe he moves to guard because he could definitely thrive at guard, I think. Then they got Elijah Vera Tucker at the other guard, who's incredible. Morgan Moses, who's aging, but he's still decently pretty good. And then Caleb Loma's outstanding. So this is an offensive line that goes from okay to pretty darn good, I think. Then they add Romeo Dobbs as another receiver. They'll add another one on top of that. And then all of a sudden, this offense around Drake May is going to be pretty. They thrived last year on mediocrity. I think they're going to be good this year.
So, guys, we have news. Apparently, the Steelers were on the phone with Mekhi Lemon at 21 planning to pick him, and then the Eagles traded up to 20 to take him, which would have been
fun.
They were trying to pull Green Bay, and they got caught with their pants around their ankles, which makes me actually really love the Eagles.
They're petty as all hell. I mean, someone overheard the conversation and leaked it to them. Like, there's no way. Or they just told the Eagles flat out what the Steelers were doing. You know what I mean? So, interesting situation. Whoa.
Chiefs pick is in. Do they go D-line? Do they go somewhere else?
Chiefs could go wide receiver. They could go offensive line.
I don't hate Denzel Boston here. I hate it as someone who does not like watching the Chiefs, but I don't hate it as a football guy.
Says pick is in. I mean, they could stack with another. They could go Jermod McCoy, go corner.
They could get. This is what I wanted the Giants to do with 5 and 10.
Yeah. I think whatever happens, I think the Chiefs are going to make a good decision here.
Yep.
This could completely blow up in my face. But
do you think people are
they
ready
made
for the
their
Chiefs
pick.
to be good?
What do you say, Luke?
Do you think people are ready for the Chiefs to be good again?
I am. The NFL is better when the Chiefs are good. MLB is better when the Yankees are good. All that kind of like you need a villain. I root for the Chiefs because I love Andy Reid so much, but Chiefs need to be good. It just is what it is. Do we know what it is?
Defensive line, defensive tackle. Peter Woods, Clemson.
Oh, I love him
Big
so
dude.
much. Love him so much.
That's going to free up that defensive line a lot.
If consistency is an issue, put him next to those fucking guys on that D-line. They're fine.
He's going to get one-on-one, and he's an incredible pass rusher. With Chris Jones there, he's going to get one-on-ones with guards. That's going to work so well.
It's a good pick. My only thing is I think there's other really good interior defensive linemen you could take in the second round where there's corners are dropping like flies. They could take another corner. I just think you should have attacked offensive linemen a little bit earlier. I think the Lomu pick really threw them for a loop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good pick. It's not a bad pick. I wouldn't grade it badly. I just think it wasn't their first option. But yeah, not bad. So now, there's another trade. Jets traded for the Niners pick. The Niners traded out of the first round.
That's not bad for the Niners. Because, they got plenty of defensive edge rushers, defensive tackles right there. They can just sit.
And again, the Niners were hoping that an offensive tackle falls to them. And it did not.
Yeah.
So they just acquired draft compensation. Jets trade back into the first round, though. A lot of people projected the Jets to do this to draft Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's not there. Do the Jets do this for Jermod McCoy?
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn gets his guy. I believe that we did this last night and we selected Diego Pavia.
Yeah, it was the best on the board for sure. So maybe I wouldn't throw it. People all day were saying Carson Beck, second round lock, could go first round. That's a Jets pick here. I don't think it should happen, but boy, after Ty Simpson goes that early, maybe it pushes the value of Carson Beck up.
This may be somewhat insensitive, but I think Carson Beck would be the worst thing to happen to New York since 9/11.
Fair. Henry talking
And
to a Bills
they
fan.
made their
He's from
pick.
New York. Henry said from a Bills fan, the quote was, "I mean, it's not a great draft." Talking about that's why they did this type of thing, which is such a stupid thing to say.
Not a great draft. So let's give our two arch rivals.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the pick?
Omar Cooper Jr. I like that.
To who? I'm sorry, I missed. To the Jets.
The Jets. So Kenyon
like that.
Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., and Bailey. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Not
good
bad.
first round.
Both New York teams, Jets and Giants, I think are the two winners.
We have a seems like
so the Bills are the worst team in the AFC East in terms of what has happened in the first round of the draft. That's embarrassing.
yeah.
Without
If you
a
started
doubt.
watching football tonight, you would say that the Bills are last place in the AFC.
And you never know. I mean, you switch head coach. Who knows what's happens? I think they're
Right.
going to be fine, but never know.
My dad thinks that Casey. That's a good pick for Casey.
To the Browns.
No, I'm sorry, Peter Woods to
Oh.
Kansas City.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, and it gives them something they do not have.
Right.
You know? So
It's a-
you can't
it's a
really argue it from that standpoint.
Yeah. Jones replacement too.
For sure.
I have a question for you guys. So
Yep.
years ago when the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers, right, and they moved up in the first round, they got that pick. They went with Van Ness.
Yep.
Let's say that first round pick was this year at 16. Who are the Packers taking this year?
At
Gil Banks.
16.
Gil Banks.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, Caleb Banks is pretty good.
I don't hate whoever you think the best tackle is there.
At 16, it
Yeah.
would have been Freeling for sure.
Yeah, I think that would have been a
Also,
great pick.
well, no, Luke, I don't think you understand. The Packers would not have taken the best of the position. We know this.
Right.
So who would the Packers have actually taken?
Honestly, this Keelan Rutledge thing is throwing me for a loop. This feels a lot like Cole Strange.
Yeah.
I think Cole Strange was the worst pick. But yeah, I don't. Packers might mortgage their entire future for Francis Moigoa once they find out that he took snaps at center in the Pro Bowl or in the combine, though. And I don't hate that. They should do it.
Is there a single player the Bills can take that will not make them look like the biggest jackasses here? I don't think there is.
No. I assume they go. Is Falk still available?
Yes, he is.
Yes. I mean, honestly, I thought he would go earlier, so that's not terrible. I just think I don't blame them for trading back. I blame them for who they traded with. And that's the same thing every single year. So, I don't know. If they draft Falk, I think it's fine. If they draft, honestly, they could draft CJ Allen, too. He's still there.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have options. I don't blame them that much. It's hard.
The optics
when
are bad.
It's so bad. You can't be trading with the Patriots of all teams. That's worse than the Chiefs. I mean, it's the same situation, I suppose. It's just trading the team that is beating you.
Right.
The abuser.
Especially after the Patriots have killed them the last 25 years.
Right. Yeah, you finally had your window. Your window is now closed.
Right.
And you're giving the reins back to them.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. So we have what? 2 picks left? 3 picks left?
That's so
2.
funny. My dad is 2 picks behind and he broke the Houston trade. That's
Fucking
so funny.
A, dude. Are you kidding me? The Bills traded out of the first round.
Good.
Yeah, fuck them. They traded with the Titans this time, though.
Up and coming AFC team.
Yeah. So, Titans back on the clock, and the Titans could draft anything. I guess.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was the trade again, guys?
Titans traded for the Bills pick, so Bills are out of the first round.
And they don't know what it is yet, right?
Not yet. CJ
Well, I'd assume
Allen's
it's their
interesting.
second.
I don't hate CJ
Yeah.
Allen here. Quarterback and defense.
Right, yeah. Salah didn't get his defensive player earlier. He gets him now.
Titans
Makes
went
sense.
Carnell Tate first.
Yeah. Carnell Tate, CJ Allen, if you get those two, I'm not saying that's bad.
Right. Agreed.
The only thing you're saying is wishing would have come at that position for Tate, I guess. But pick is in.
Right,
That was quick.
of course.
Isn't surprising, but
Who did the Saints take? Tyson?
Tyson.
Tyson.
I think I've asked that like 4 times tonight.
It kind of snuck in
keep
there. It was a
asking
quick pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I mean, Saints are such a weird team.
Oh, who's Kuiper talking about?
Me?
God, please let it be Diego Pavia.
I mean,
He's
feels like a
going
guy who
off
would lock
about
on
the
the Carson
safety.
back. From Toledo?
McNeil Warren, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I heard
Do
him
we
say
know this
safety,
pick
so I'm
yet?
assuming that. But no.
Pick is in. Come on, man.
It's weird what Ari gets before and what doesn't. Like, we've been 2 picks before, and now we're right on schedule, which is probably planned.
I know.
But who is it?
That's funny.
The Bills fan to Henry now said that Bean is scared to draft a bust.
NFL draft first night record 300,000, and it is Keldrick Falk.
To the Titans. There you go. That's pretty good, man. Yeah. That's a pretty good pick. I mean, they get a solid edge rusher now. So let's take a look at that defensive line. Obviously, they still got Simmons there and stuff. This is an okay defense, I think. So they got Jermaine Johnson. Obviously, they brought him over from the Jets. And then on the other side is going to be Falk. Then they got Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers. So a couple former Jets who played for Salah, and then a couple good other defensive players there. And then Cedric Gray, Cody Barton, 2 good linebackers, in my opinion.
Yep.
Alontae Taylor came over for corner. Cordell Flott came over from the Giants at corner. And then Monique Hooker and Kevin Winston Jr. They could use maybe a safety, but this is a defense that can contend to the division. Good enough.
You talked last year about going into the season. You had high hopes for Tennessee. Obviously, it didn't pan out, but they didn't lose a lot of games by a lot of points. And I think the same thing is going to happen this year, but I think they're finally going to break through. I mean, unless something horrible happens, they have a defensive-minded head coach who's better. They can't certainly lose the games the way they lost. I mean, they got unlucky too. Like, Titans are probably week 13 going to be in the race for a division, and people are going to be surprised about it.
Yeah, I think that we're probably the first ones that are going to have this take, but I think when we get really close to the NFL season, this is going to become a very popular take that Tennessee could actually make the playoffs.
100%. It comes down to that offense, and can Daboll turn them around? That defense last year wasn't as bad as they seemed because they were put in such bad situations.
Right.
If the offense can be respectable and just consistent in what they do, I don't think they're a worse team than the Colts are.
Do they? Oh, no, never mind. They won our guillotine like the Titans.
I believe it.
Not that the guy had players, but
yeah.
So the draft, the trade was in between Buffalo and Tennessee. Did we read that off yet?
No.
So Buffalo sends 31, 69, and 165 for 35, 66, and 101.
What did they send?
Bills send 31, 69, and 165 for 35, 66, and 101.
So that trade was just to move up 60 spots in the fifth or sixth round.
And the person they want, they can probably get a little bit later. It's just about saving money too.
Right.
It's fine.
All right. I got to call it early, guys. My computer's about to die, but it's been a good one. I will catch you guys later.
Later. One pick left. Will the Seahawks trade out, or will they stay put in the draft?
if this Packers traded in as soon as Trevor gets out. But
true.
Bills have money issues with the new stadium?
I mean, they have money issues in that Josh Allen's getting paid so damn much, but let me look at wrong thing I typed in. Let's look at their salary cap. I think they're okay, but they don't have that much money to spend because David Edwards was essentially a cap casualty.
Yeah, and DJ Moore, I can't imagine his contract is very small.
True. That's true. They are...
James Cook just got paid.
They're 25th in top 51 cap space, so they have about 12 million left.
Oh.
But, they have to sign players and stuff like that too. But, yeah, Josh Allen's got a 44 mil cap hit. Deion Dawkins, 24. Ed Oliver, 13.
Yeah.
Rousseau, 11. Josh Palmer has a $12 million cap hit this year. That one hurts.
That's tough.
Yeah. Dawson Knox, 8.5. They just signed him. Trevor said Jadarian Price. Did they just draft Jadarian Price? If so, that's a terrible fucking draft pick.
Agreed.
Let's see. That's a bad draft pick if they took him. Like, I understand it fills a need and he's going to be... Yeah, they took Jadarian Price. Bad pick. Now, though, it doesn't matter if he's a bad pick for fantasy.
Right.
Jadarian Price walks in. Zach Charbonnet, decent chance he doesn't start the year healthy. Ray tore his ACL in the playoffs last year. Is Jadarian Price... Do you want Jadarian Price or do you want Ty Simpson for Dynasty?
I still think I want Ty Simpson.
Do you want Jadarian Price or do you want Kenyon Sadiq, who went to the Jets?
I'm going to talk myself into Kenyon Sadiq because I think he's a good enough player that and this is a big if because the Jets, we know what their quarterback thing is. If they can get anything at quarterback, Kenyon Sadiq should be a good player.
True. That's true. So then Jadarian Price or Micaiah Lemon on Philadelphia.
Jadarian Price.
Yeah, he's probably right there, right?
Yeah.
Jadarian Price or Jordan Tyson on the Saints.
Jordan Tyson.
Okay.
Because I'm not convinced that Chris Olave, I have the same take that I have every single offseason. I'm not convinced he's playing full seasons. So.
Yeah. I'm not forgetting. I assume last season was an outlier.
Right. Yep.
Jadarian Price or Concepcion on Cleveland.
Probably Jadarian Price. And I love Concepcion, but I don't know. Same thing. Like if they can get any semblance of anything at quarterback, but knowing the Browns, who knows?
Yeah. The issue is like this Seahawks team, they need a running back. They need to give touches to somebody, and it's such a good system. They don't have the Kubiak system anymore, but I imagine they run something similar. Offensive line's pretty good. They got the receivers to draw, defenders away from the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
It's such a good situation. It's just I don't believe in it. I still believe the Seahawks don't go into the season with this clear of a backfield.
Agreed.
Like who?
They're not giving the reins to a rookie. The Super Bowl champion is not giving the reins to a rookie in the backfield.
No, I fully agree with that. Let's see who the best available free agent running backs are. But then also, I mean, could they somehow trade with Arizona? They have 1 million running backs now. Could they do something like that? Could they trade for? Oh, this is what's going to happen. They're going to trade for Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I don't think the Saints should get rid of Alvin Kamara if I'm being honest, but
I would just because what are you trying to do? I guess.
Contract aside, just as a football player, I think Alvin Kamara is fine as a 2, but Kendra Miller's
Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Raheem Mostert, Kareem Hunt.
No. Kareem Hunt like the best out of those for them to get, but
I think Najee Harris is fine in that system.
Yeah. I agree.
Austin Eckler, I just don't want to say his name out loud.
Like
Raheem Mostert, I'm not ready to say he's done.
Yeah, he's
in
not
like a abbreviated role. Right.
recently. So to shift gears here, 52 for Green Bay.
Yep.
Defensive line sounds like it's the option, right?
Yeah.
I'm still bored, and you probably can't take him at 52. I still think Packers need a tight end. The guy from Vandy, if he's sitting there, I think it's at least worth the question. Stowers. Corner is always going to be at the top of the mind, but it really feels like defensive line.
Well, still, what's going to be the talk between tonight and tomorrow as we welcome Henry in here? He's done a good job on the back end. The whole conversation is going to be, will teams be looking to trade up before the start of the draft tomorrow to get Jermod McCoy? He's going to be the talk of the town. Packers Twitter is going to be beating the drum, trade up to go get Jermod McCoy, like you talked about earlier. That's such an interesting situation, but it's not just McCoy. He's going to be the one stealing all the headlines. But like, I know Trevor loves Terrell, and I think he's a good player. And there's several other cornerbacks as well. Like, Packers, for what's available in this draft, can stay put, be patient, and get an okay corner or defensive lineman. I do think there's going to be a run at corner early, though.
Yeah.
How could there not be?
Right. Yeah. It's too valuable of a position.
Henry's been watching the draft and watching our coverage, and I think you have some passionate takes. I assume you need to get off your chest regarding maybe appetizers, regarding the Steelers' renegade, quote unquote, fight song. There's no fight in it. But there's a lot of things. He's been also talking to Bills fans as we've been rightfully tearing them apart, I think.
Yeah, I think it's fully justified to be tearing them apart. What are the Bills doing? Like, we joked yesterday on our mock draft stream about how they trade with the Chiefs all the time and give the Chiefs who they want and get Keon Coleman as like the replacement at a few picks later, and now we're trading with the Patriots. Like, my goodness, lost my mind with you guys on that one. Kind of losing my mind in other ways tonight. I'm like sweating doing this stuff, but it's been a fun time here behind the scenes. So, action-packed night. Also, just for me, I mean, we can get into Renegade if you want, but some teams are showing that they don't necessarily know how to draft for positional needs. The Cardinals were a shock to me right off the top, which, Zach, I thought I laughed when you said it. Like, we discussed this on the other streams and just behind the scenes, the four of us as well. Like, those rumors about Jeremiah Love had to have been rumors, right? And then they go and take him. So they got 7 running backs now? Or is it 20? I don't know.
We thought it was a smoke screen so they could get a trade. What they did was a temperature check. They still got burnt and destroyed by the public and then did it anyway. They tested the waters to be like, well, fans like this. Everyone's like, no, like, of course it's fake. But they didn't get negative pushback because it was so outlandish. Now they're going to get torn apart until they see Jeremiah Love play. And then they'll be like, okay, he's good.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Raiders drafting what's his face last year. You know what I mean? It's like he's a good player, but does it make sense to do it? I don't know.
Still a stud of a player as far as Love goes. It just, like, I look at Arizona and offensive line could have used some help. Maybe not as much as other positions, but you have the opportunity with Arvell Reese not going second to take him there. I would have really liked that. I would have liked David Bailey there. I think either of those guys makes the pass rush a real strength for them, and they just didn't do it. Not to mention other needs on the team as well. So
you could have taken literally any other position, and it would have been improving your team. I just don't think they improved their team. They could have taken a quarterback at number 3 overall and been like, they need a quarterback at least.
So I was just going to say, I would argue that jumping the Rams for Ty Simpson there would have been a better play within the division and for their needs.
I could at least explain it. I can't explain this other than they got infatuated with a draft prospect and they went for it. Luke, has there been any other updates from your insider? I'm not sure if you can hear us or not.
Let me look. I also am cutting out, so I might be in and out.
Okay. You're good. Any other main takeaways, from you watching it, Henry?
Yeah, so I like what the Browns did. I agreed with you guys there. I thought trading back for them made sense. I was a little surprised, if I'm being honest. Maybe this is just from, this not being a thing in many mock drafts. And I think over time, the more mocks you consume, you just get conditioned to like, oh, it's going to go a certain way. I was a little surprised the Titans went with Carnell Tate at 4 versus doing something else there, given the guys available. The Texans, that was interesting. I'm going to trust Nick Caserio. Your point about offensive lines is valid. And the Rams was surprising. The Steelers was surprising.
Steelers.
And I put in the live tracker, the written version that's up over on the site for anyone who wants to go check it out tonight, or even, it's still good, obviously, round one, pick by pick going
Definitely.
forward. Steelers don't necessarily have a problem at tackle going into 2026. They have a decision to make on Jones for 2027. I don't know what exactly his status is for 26, but you guys already touched on this, and it needs reiterating that I don't think he was one that we think is ready to start, let alone maybe be a
He's not.
qualified backup this year. He just took up the game a few years ago. So
it's not even like he's raw. Like truly, he doesn't know the game of football yet. Like he could be an okay player. He needs to add strength. He needs to add weight. He needs to learn how to play football, and he could be good. But if their whole thing was we want to get someone who wants to learn how to play offensive tackle, why wouldn't you just do that with Darnell Washington?
Right.
He's already on the team, and like he's very good. So I would do that with him. The only reason this makes sense is if they assume Broderick Jones is for sure not starting the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even with that, though, then you took a tackle who's also not ready to start the year.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense in that regard.
The only other analysis that we have from my unnamed insider is the Seahawks are so good that they could afford to take a running back.
Fair. And it makes sense to take a running back at the very final pick of the first round only because of that fifth-year option. Yes, they're getting paid a lot, but if they are as good as advertised, it's nice to have that fifth-year team option. It'll end up being a little cheaper. I don't think Price is a bad player, but
yeah,
I don't know if he's the second best running back, and this isn't it, man. Like, you didn't need to do that. I don't get
agreed.
it. I've talked myself into them already having Alvin Kamara, though. I'm almost positive they're trading for him. Why wouldn't they do that?
I don't know why the Saints wouldn't do it either. So
I am getting some analysis from Packer fans saying that the Rams pulled a Packers.
They did
in this draft.
Like truly, like when that happened, I was confused, but I didn't feel like the anger. And I think it has to just be because I'm not a huge Rams fan. They can't get let off the hook for this. Right. They should be criticized just as much as the Packers were.
Yep.
By me, at least. Like, I understand some people praise the Packers because, like, yes, this is what you do. And because of the Aaron Rodgers hate and stuff too. But the Rams are right there knocking on the door for the Super Bowl. And they chose to not make their team better. They actively chose not to win a Super Bowl. That's all this is.
It feels like this Rams pick goes one of two ways. That this is either one of the best draft picks in NFL history, or it's one of the worst draft picks in NFL history.
Well, okay, so that was pick number 13. The pick immediately after them is Ioane, who fucking man. After that, Bain. Pick after that was Kenyon Sadiq, who tight end's not a need, but if you put Kenyon Sadiq on this offense, would be incredible. And then the pick after that was Blake Miller, Caleb Banks, Monroe Freeling. So 2 tackles right there. They need a right tackle so bad. Freeling is right there for you. And you took the guy, or you let the team that beat you in the regular season take him and almost beat you in the playoffs. Like the Panthers are kind of going ahead of the Rams now. In my eyes, in terms of the standings here. Like, it's weird. I don't like it.
If you're looking at this draft board in this first round and you're looking at these picks, I guess we can take like Mendoza out of it or whatever. But you're looking at a player and you're like, that's the exact player that team needed. The answer is probably the Ravens, right?
Yeah. Ravens had a need. They decided we're not going to fucking play around. He's on the board. Take him. You can't miss. It's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
They need a center more than a guard, but I mean, they could shuffle things around and they're going to be perfectly fine.
You can hide a center too, right? So it's not like they need a blue chip guy there.
Right. I mean, there's other situations like I think the Cowboys with Downs at least was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, Giants and Jets minus Kenny and Sadiq, I think, did the same thing. And again, Sadiq doesn't make them worse. It's just I don't think that was a major need.
Yeah, I think Sadiq he's a guy that you look at him like, this guy can play football. We can find a spot for him. That's why we were going to take him.
Well, if I told you, again, that was pick what, 14?
Ravens are 14.
16. If I told you at pick number 16, the Jets took the best receiver on the board, you would be okay with that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I can't argue that Sadiq's not the best receiver on the board there. It's
he
just
might be the
also
best
place to end.
Yeah, he might be the best receiver in the draft if we're being completely honest. Maybe not, but to your point, yes, I agree.
So yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, I guess I'm talking myself into it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of different directions I could go, a lot of things I just want to pick your guys' brains on a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't know how many of them we'll get to here necessarily, but talking about the Jets, I thought it was interesting that they did Sadiq and then took another receiver at 30 with Cooper. So that was interesting to me, given all of the holes they have on defense. Like, that defense is terrible as currently constructed, and I know they've helped it initially, but interior offensive line talk brought me back to the Bills for a second. Zach, I don't know if you mocked him to them at any point in either of yours, but Pregnon is still out there. So also CJ Allen. So maybe, they're not necessarily going to miss out on the guys that they want by trading back to the second round. So that was something that stood out.
What's interesting
I have
about
Pregnon in my last mock draft of them, I think.
Okay. What's interesting about the Jets too is, and I guess they're going to get day 2 and day 3 guys who are going to start on this defense, and then maybe they can build on. But assuming that this defense is not great next year, you're coming into a draft next year where your number one need already is going to be quarterback. So you're not going to spend a first round pick on a defense player next year.
Right. I think that's fair. And to be honest, the Jets, I feel like all NFL free agency was a bit more quiet this year for whatever reason. But the Jets kind of attacked free agency pretty hard on defense. They got David Onyemata and Tavondre Sweat on their defensive line.
I love Tavondre Sweat.
And then they got Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, so I mean,
right over
they
my
got a
head
safety
too.
there. Yeah, so that kind of takes the sting out a little bit.
This was a weird free agency. Does it ever happen where it lines up with the first round of March Madness? Because I think that's why people missed it.
Also, for me, I'm
right
the outlier, but the Olympics were around that exact same time. There's just a lot happening.
Yeah.
So it was weird, but the Jets I think are getting better. And they add David Bailey. Obviously, they need cornerbacks. There's no doubt about it. You lose Sauce Gardner, you lose DJ Reed. They need a corner. We're seeing all these corners drop though, man. So I think they can get a starting corner and be okay. And then their offense now. So then they have Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell, Omar Cooper, and then at tight end they got Kenny and Sadiq and Mason Taylor. You run 2 tight end sets. I think that's a very good option there. Offensive line still needs some work. Joe Tippmann's my man. I love him at guard.
Yeah, dog.
They brought in Dylan Parham, who's a little undersized, but he's okay. Josh Myers is still at center. And then they drafted their tackles. They got Fashanu and they got Membu. So they're trying. It's not like the Jets are sitting on their hands.
What's the earliest pick the Jets have tomorrow? They got it pretty early, right?
I don't know after these trades. Let me look.
Yeah, that was going to be my next thing. I have to catch up the trades, for the live coverage as far as all the compensation. I just go back in and do that along with some of the write-ups from the end of the round. But if by trading up to 30, are they going to have to trade back into early second if someone like McCoy is,
that was my thought
on their radar there?
So this is round 2. So now 49ers kick off the day tomorrow.
So they did have 33.
Yes. But
they
then
gave
it's going to be
that up to
49ers,
Cooper.
Cardinals, Bills. That's where they traded to. Raiders, Giants, Texans, Browns, Chiefs have an early one there. Bengals, Saints, Dolphins, Jets pick 12th tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the Cowboys pick. And that's the only pick they have in the second round.
The other funny thing, if I just can throw this out there because it's laughable while we're having this discussion, I am having a total brain fart on who the Jets quarterback even is these days.
Gino.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, which fine. You know what I mean? That's fine.
Yeah, it works. Maybe. It can't be worse than it was last year with the Raiders.
Well, here's the thing. Gino is horrendous under pressure.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt this might be the best offensive line he's ever played behind.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's better than the one he had in Seattle.
Don't do this. You're going to talk me into Geno Smith, and I'm only Geno Smith believer last year. And I went down with the ship, and I might do it again this year.
Geno Smith, good offensive line. He's got Breece Hall to throw to. He's still got Braylon Allen there, so they have a good running game. Then they got 2 tight ends. He loves to throw to the tight ends. He's got Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell's a field stretcher. Omar Cooper plays all over the place.
Stop.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
This is gonna be it's gonna be a cold November Tuesday night, and I'm gonna be talking about pickups. And like, I don't know why Geno Smith's rostered in only 11% of leagues right now.
But I'm not. There's a scenario. There's a scenario where the Bills are the worst team in this division next year. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm saying that not because of the offense. I'm saying that because I believe in Jim Leonard so much. I think the offense could theoretically be average. And if an offense for the Bills is average and the defense is the same, they're a bad football team, right? So
my thing with the Bills here,
I don't know,
is it's become very obvious that they want to be a run-first team, right? We've seen so much James Cook over the last 2 years. Their offensive line's getting a little depleted. It's getting older. This feels like they may start 3-2 or something, and then it's just going to be the Josh Allen show and take the whole out of it.
I was a little too spicy with my take. I think the Bills could be third in this division. How about that? I think the Dolphins stink.
Yeah.
Next year. But I mean, Malik Willis could fuck around and just play game manager and win some games because I think the defense could be okay.
Yeah.
But
fuck,
how many times have we seen a play caller, a very good offensive mind, become head coach, take on too much, and fail?
Nathaniel Hackett.
I mean, endless. You can say it all over the Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Not that he's a good offensive mind. Maybe I've given him too much credit. But
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, 100%. So it's like, could Joe Brady fail next year? Could this offensive line lead to Josh Allen getting hit even more than he already gets hit? Could DJ Moore not be the savior they need at wide receiver? Could Dalton Kincaid just get hurt like he does every year? Could the defense get run over, especially after giving Caleb Lomu to the Patriots? Could all of these things just culminate and just happen again and again, like every single year? Yeah.
I think what's kind of getting, and we didn't talk about it as a great player right away, but they let the Patriots get Caleb Lomu and they let the Texans get a guard too, which the Bills need.
No. They are lucky that I am not drafting for the Houston Texans. Like, I would miss on an offensive lineman. I promise you. Like, in Rutledge, I scouted him. So he was one I was going to write up, and I chose not to because I'm like, no shot he's a first rounder. He's a fine player. Yeah. I think you can hide him, and he's competent enough to be hidden on a decent offensive line. I don't think they have a decent... They do kind of a decent offensive line. He's just not that good of a player. He's not a difference maker. He's not going to improve you. But he was okay at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
In the ACC. Does that mean anything to you? It means nothing to me. Except for, why he got drafted there? And I guarantee it. They watched the tape against Clemson.
Yeah. Against Peter Woods.
Yeah. 100%. And because that's the only tape worth watching in the ACC.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Who gives a fuck how he played against Duke?
against Virginia.
Yeah, who
That
cares?
feels a little disrespectful to Stanford, but shout out
They
ACC.
are.
If we're talking
the most
about
Atlantic team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
sure.
I forgot about. Like we were talking about those Big Ten teams. Stanford and Cal are not ACC teams.
No, I mean, by definition, no.
Right?
You guys kidding? I love it. You get
Big
the
Ten's at
Friday
least
night
obscure.
ACC after dark at like 10:30 Eastern on
ACC
ESPN.
after dark
Bring it on.
is a funny concept.
It is. It's a funny
'Cause-
concept. It doesn't hit like Mountain West. It just doesn't.
Yeah. In a basketball sense, ACC games are tip off at 5:30, but
Sure.
now when you have to go to Cal, they tipping off at 10. That's funny.
Right. Might as well throw
Can I ask
Hawaii
you-
in there too. In the middle of
Yeah.
the Pacific, throw them on the Atlantic coast.
I got two other items for you guys. One is I don't know how much you talked about what the Vikings did with Banks, who I think
Dog.
we discussed a little bit yesterday as far as his hype train and all that. Zach, I know from reading something of yours at some point though, you think he needs some kind of hard coaching.
Mhm.
So that's obviously an immediate need that they have up front there after the guys they lost to here in free agency. The other one, where do we stand now on AJ Brown trade, Eagles drafting Mekhi Lemon? Because to me, that's an interesting fit. If Brown were to move on and then it's Devontae Smith and him, I don't necessarily love that.
And Marquise Brown and Dontavian Wicks.
My
I will
thing,
say that.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not it's not amazing, but it's not terrible.
my thought on that was, if you don't have an AJ Brown with those four receivers, Dontavian Wicks maybe fits this, but there's not a guy that's going to go get a jump ball.
Correct. They need that big receiver.
Yeah.
I thought if they were going to trade AJ Brown during the first round, obviously they didn't, so I guess it doesn't really matter what I'm about to say. But I thought Kenyon Sadiq would have been a very fun replacement plan, especially with Dallas Goedert on a 1-year deal. That's what I thought would be the most Eagle situation in this draft.
Yeah.
But didn't happen. Here's the thing. Why was AJ Brown projected to the Patriots? Because of Vrabel.
We've seen it was fucking Vrabel.
It's because Titans got rid of AJ Brown during the draft.
Oh yeah.
And then Vrabel threw a fit, and then they fired Vrabel in Tennessee, and now he's just trying to get his player back. Vrabel's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was beating the drum maybe for AJ Brown, and now he's like, you know what? I'll take a step back. You guys figure out the draft. I'm gonna go and figure out my family. So maybe the AJ Brown thing falls through because of that.
Yep.
Legitimately.
Yeah, that's honestly.
Like, Patriots' next draft pick is tomorrow, 31 in the second round, so 95 overall. That's the third round. I'm wrong. Their next pick is, do they have their 63 overall? So they have their own pick in both of these rounds tomorrow, and that's it. Is 62 or whatever overall good enough for AJ Brown?
No.
I don't think so either.
Nope.
So are they going to trade a first rounder next year? I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think this trade's happening. I think it's what fantasy football players want to happen is there's no people still don't understand. AJ Brown's the godfather of Jalen Hurts' kids. Or kid, one of them. He was the best man, I think, in his wedding. And people keep saying, like, they hate each other.
Right.
It's so far the opposite.
Yeah.
They're intertwined.
It almost feels like it's that narrative happens every single year since he's been there. It just gets spun up during the season when the Eagles lose not even multiple games, a game. And then it's like, oh, AJ Brown's pissing and moaning, doesn't like Jalen Hurts, blah, blah, blah. Last year, you guys talked about this, and I just figured it'd be worth throwing in there because I don't know that this came up, but it's been a different offensive coordinator every single year for Hurts.
Yeah.
And obviously last year, the guy didn't really know what he was doing. So that impacts everybody. I think we would be a little higher on Mannion. At least I am stepping into that role this year.
I am too. I think
it's still going to be adjustment, but
it'll be better, I think. But not only did they lose their offensive coordinator from the Super Bowl year, but then they lost Jason Kelce as well, which is a leader on that offense. And then that leadership kind of gets thrown onto Jalen Hurts. And not every quarterback's that vocal leader. He's not that. And then he's also trying to figure out the new offense. And there's just a lot of shit going on. Then the communication falls apart because no one really knows what they're doing. AJ Brown's demanding the football because of it. And, he's honestly probably just trying to get a word in. The offense is trying to figure out what to do, and he's trying to say what to do passionately. You know what I mean? And then every good receiver's diva, right? That's just by default, that's what they are. With the Eagles, he's the diva. And when it's Odell Beckham Jr., everyone criticizes Odell Beckham Jr. When it's Randy Moss, people criticize Randy Moss. When it's AJ Brown on the Eagles, the most criticized person is Jalen Hurts because everyone hates him. Because either it's because he's handsome or because he can't throw the football. So that's why the hate is going towards him and not AJ Brown. So this doesn't have anything to do with AJ Brown right now or being unhappy or anything like that. Like, I think they're fine. I think they're going to run it back, and there's going to be moments that everyone looks at under a microscope. But I think they're honestly just loading up with a shit ton of weapons and trying to win a Super Bowl.
And I think people quickly forget that it was not that much over 1 calendar year ago that Jalen Hurts led them to the Super Bowl. Like, that's what was crazy about last year is like, it's like that never even happened. Like, he did
I
not
know.
win Super Bowl MVP, nothing. It's just this guy sucks. And I don't fully understand. Go ahead, Luke.
I'm sorry, Henry. The issue too,
No,
I
you're
think,
good.
is that Phil never really established a solid run game last year, right? It always felt
Not at
like the
all.
run game was up and down. And right, Saquon's coming off a 2,000-yard season, and he was not what we know Saquon Barkley to be. So that feels like that has to be, before we think about wide receivers, we need to get Saquon Barkley back to 1,500, 1,700-yard guy.
Yeah, they couldn't get anything going. Saquon Barkley played a lot of football the year before, so I'm sure he's tired, right? And then Lane Johnson was hurt all last year, and they're night and day different with and without Lane Johnson. So I think it would have been a better draft pick for them to take a Caleb Lomu or something like that this year, or Pregnon, which they could potentially get tomorrow. But we'll see. I understand. The pick of Mekhi Lemon, I think, is a good pick, but it would be foolish of me to not say it does feel a little Cincinnati Bengal.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, our offensive line's not doing very good. We got to figure out our offense. What if we just add another receiver? Like, what if we just try that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And maybe Mannion's pounding the drum for him. I think Sirianni needs to call the offense, but I don't know.
My vote for the third best player in the NFL, we did this about an hour ago, is Pat Surtain.
He's very good.
Myles Garrett, Penei Sewell, Pat Surtain. That's my top three.
Okay.
I think Budda Baker's very good.
Agreed.
I wouldn't mind him.
I also think Lamar Jackson I'm putting in there too.
Trent Williams?
Yes, yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
I do love Trent Williams. I mean, to be completely honest, it's so hard to grade. But Tyler Linderbaum's as close to a perfect player as you can get.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen him make a mistake.
Yeah.
He's very good. Yeah, because it's not TJ Watt. He's not up there. Fred Warner's very good.
I didn't mean to railroad our Philadelphia Eagles riff. That was good, but
no, you're good.
Was this best or favorite, Luke?
Best players in the league.
Okay, all right. Then I will.
Yeah, not favorite.
Keep my
I
lips
just say
sealed on where I
times.
was.
Who's the best quarterback in the league right now?
Lamar Jackson.
Will Levis. Sorry.
I mean, it's not Lamar. It can't be Lamar right now.
It's Lamar.
It's not, man.
Who is it then?
I would argue for Mahomes, and I would argue for Burrow. I think is my top two.
It feels like such a
Joe
basic
Burrow's
answer
really
to say
good.
Mahomes, but I think it's Mahomes. Lamar's pissing me off. He needs to get better at football. He's gotten worse at football. No, he's gotten worse. There's no doubt about it.
He's good.
He doesn't fucking try.
Yeah, that's how good he is.
He's not. I would argue Tyler Huntley was better than him last year.
Come on.
Tyler Huntley's not a good football player.
Yeah, come on.
Lamar doesn't run the offense. Like he doesn't call the fucking play that's called. He just doesn't do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Peyton Manning didn't either.
Peyton Manning created the offense. Yes, he did.
Peyton Manning did not take one call from his coach.
Lamar's so annoying because he could be the greatest quarterback of all time.
He's getting close.
He's not. Like, he doesn't know how to read a defense yet. He
doesn't need to.
So good.
Favre didn't know how to.
I know. And Brett Favre was so much better than Lamar Jackson.
You
Yes.
lost me there.
No. Brett?
You lost me there.
Brett can make any throw on the field. I don't believe Lamar can do that.
Lamar can.
Scramble for 10 yards. I trust Brett Favre more than Lamar Jackson.
Crazy.
It's not crazy. I trust
crazy.
Brett knows where to go. Lamar just runs around and tries to look for a home run.
If you want 10 yards, fine. I'm taking 40 yards, and I'm getting that out of Lamar Jackson.
He'll run 30 and fumble it.
Well, it's 30. Block better.
But then he doesn't have the ball.
Block better.
Lamar needs to get better. He needs to figure it out.
The real answer here is,
by the way, in Dynasty, I have Lamar on the trade block. Guaranteed.
Okay.
Like, I'm actually actively looking to trade him.
The real answer to this question is Aaron Rodgers, but people don't want to agree with that. So
he's so good.
Yeah,
he's still so good.
Like, still so good.
You watch the Steelers games down the stretch of last season, like the had to have it game. I know there was missed field goal. That's the only reason they won in some people's eyes, but man.
It does make it. Last year made me sad to watch him though.
Agree to an extent.
Seeing him scramble and stuff, it made me kind of sad. I don't know.
I was sad after the wild card game because I didn't fully know if he would be back or not, and then it turns out Tomlin's the one who's gone, which I don't know how you guys feel about the Steelers' direction as what they need to be doing. I think they have a lot of good pieces in place. They got a lot of older players as well, but that's going to somehow I feel like they're going to rue the day.
For sure, yeah.
Pissed him off to the point where, because I think that's what it was. Like, the fans have just done nothing but bitch for 5 years. They don't want to make the playoffs.
Signing McCarthy is just re-signing Mike Tomlin without re-signing Mike Tomlin.
At least McCarthy, this isn't a fair thing to say, but I feel like McCarthy wants the Steelers to be so good so badly because he's a Pittsburgh dude.
Yeah.
Like, he breathes this city. Tomlin, I feel like, I just think it ran dry. I love Tomlin. I think he's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yeah.
I just think he had to get out of there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They needed a change. They did a change, but the change is not a change.
But a new voice in the room is fine. Because I don't think any one of us thought Tomlin was the issue necessarily.
No, God, no.
So if you just replace the voice, then maybe that's all that's needed. However, I would argue an offensive tackle who can play week 1 is also needed. And drafting Ian Achor is not the move.
Yeah, I think yesterday I said Ian Achor is the worst player in this draft. So
yeah, you're very out on him. I certainly don't love him, but just need someone
to further that. How would you guys rank? I know obviously we got 2 more days of the draft to go. How do you see? I think the AFC North is one of the more compelling divisions in my eyes, just given how it broke last year and some of the needs the teams had to repair. I think with Aaron Rodgers, I still like the Steelers myself, but they kind of just wasted their first round pick as far as 2026 is concerned. I think we all agree on that. So,
I mean, Steelers have had the worst first round of all the AFC North teams. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
I mean,
the Bengals weren't there.
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
The AFC North has a lot of interesting storylines that we're going to follow, right? It's the same thing as always with Cleveland. They have a lot of good players, but they don't have a quarterback. Mm-hmm. The Ravens I talked about, they're a very mysterious team where it doesn't feel like they're as powerful as they have been the last couple of years. But again, on paper, they have good players on this team. But new coach comes in, similar to Pittsburgh. They have good players on the team. New coach comes in. What does that do? And then the Bengals, it's the same thing every year. What the fuck are the Bengals doing? And they'll win. They'll win 8 games if Burrow's healthy, but they're going to drop the first 3, right? So then they're playing catch up the whole season. It'll be a fun division. I agree, Henry.
Ravens are boom or bust, but I believe in them. Steelers,
but not Lamar Jackson,
because they have the best quarterback.
I believe in Lamar. I just don't think he makes them.
Yeah,
I don't know. He needs to be better when it matters, because when defenses try, he fucks up. Steelers need a defensive coordinator. Yeah. Their defense has been embarrassing.
Yeah, it has. As a team who prided themselves on defense for their entire existence.
Yeah, they're very basic. Every team calls out exactly what they're going to do. TJ Watt all of a sudden is just a finesse pass rusher and not a 3-down player. Like it's weird. I don't know. The Steelers are not it right now. So, and bringing in McCarthy, love him. The defensive staff needs to be better, and that's not McCarthy. And I don't, as much as I love McCarthy, and I've bitched about him over his entire career about things he's done wrong. The one thing I can objectively say is he does not build a very good defensive staff.
Yep.
So I don't think
we watched that.
Yeah, watched in Dallas, watched in Green Bay.
Although I love Kevin Green, but
Kev, I mean, that's a Steelers dude. If we can resurrect him, he is.
Yep.
He would be awesome in today's NFL.
Yep.
Okay.
I think strength of.
Go ahead.
I think strength of schedule metrics are kind of a joke every time that they get brought up in certain ways.
For sure.
But you guys will be happy to know that I forget the account. I forget what they were referencing. But as of going into the draft, the Lions are projected to make hay because they have the easiest strength of schedule this year after the gauntlet they had last year. So,
I mean, the fact that they finished last in the division is crazy. They were projected to be a Super Bowl team. They finished behind the Vikings. It's unbelievable. And if they figure out their offensive line, they could be very good. I mean, we'll see what Isaiah Pacheco does, because he's going to be the David Montgomery, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a downgrade, but
we
shall see about that, I suppose. They need another receiver, too. People aren't talking about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of stuff from Flurry Sports. Definitely go check out the full first-round tracker that Henry was working on the entire time. He's got a bunch of stuff in there. We're going to have a bunch of fantasy stuff. Definitely go subscribe to at Fantasy Flurry on YouTube, because that's our new fantasy football YouTube channel, and we will have a bunch of stuff about the draft next week, all these rookies. And, we'll be back. Lots of content coming, so definitely subscribe.
Fun, crazy draft.
Fun draft. I knew I was going to like this draft. There's frustrating moments, but overall, chaotic and fun. So I like it.